Oh, three lurkers. How you doing, guys? Four lurkers. How you doing, brother? Thought I'd just jump on at this time because I know everyone's on different time zones. So, I was in the city earlier with some friends. Roger, how you doing? Oh, God. Well, theoretically, I called you all lurkers, so that included you as well, Junior. Well, messages. So I hope you had a good weekend, Junior. Same to you, Roger. Hope you've had a good weekend. Yeah, no worries, Junior. Yeah, well, Roger, don't feel bad. He blocked me before I ever even went to his channel. No, Junior, just chatting. Okay, 1 hour to go. Cool. Geez, working on a Sunday, Junior. Yeah, well, I wouldn't feel too bad anyway, Roger. The guy's not he's not stable. No, it's no great loss at all, Roger. Seriously, I did watch several times. Couldn't watch all of it, but he he contradicts himself like a few other people out there. I got no time for that shit. Yeah. Bottom line is, some of these guys are just bored with their lives, I guess. Okay. I mean, it's good, Junior, because you get all those days off. But I tell you, I've done 12-hour days and 15-hour days, and it does wear on you. It's long shifts. Okay, I'm not sub to Dave's new channel, so um, but let's face it, Dave's kidding himself if he thinks Frank will debate him. I mean, uh, Dave will tear him a new one if it came down to a debate. Oh shit, Junior. I guess you got used to it, but it does take it out of you. Yeah, yeah. Night shift can be, it messes up your body clock. But going back to what you said, Roger, Dave would tear him a new one in a debate. So I mean, I don't see the point of Dave even offering that to him because we all know that he won't accept it. So I can't see the point myself. I was stupid to put my address out there that time and ask people to come around if they had a problem because let's face it, 99.9% of the people out there just not going to take up that offer anyway. So, stupid me for doing it because they're not going to turn up. Okay. Yeah, I get that. Sometimes I think I've caught one of Dave's streams, and I like Dave. He's very well spoken. Uh, you know, an intelligent guy. I don't like his subject matter all the time. Nah, Tony, that was turn up to say whatever they wanted to, but to my face. See if they would do that. Unfortunately, you and I both know, Tony. A lot of people out there are full of shit. Tony's here. The party's getting started. Do you want the link, Tony? Or actually, it's Sunday, late Sunday night, so you'll probably be going to bed soon, mate, for work tomorrow, unless you've got a roster day off. Yeah, that's true, Tony. Like the 3 to 11 shifts are not too bad. Guys that work that. Yeah, exactly, Tony. I mean, a lot of guys had a lot to say to me, and I put my address out there, which, let's face it, a lot of these drama guys who like to attack people would um, never ever put their addresses out there. So, the saying, Tony, put your money where your mouth is. Unfortunately, these guys just, the only thing they put in their mouth is their foot. Yeah, cool, Tony. No worries, mate. Girls always come first. Um, I'm really wishing you the best of luck with all that, mate. I hope that time goes real quick for you. So you can be with her. She looks like a nice girl. She sounds like a nice girl from when you said she had a sense of humor and shit. So, you know, fingers crossed the time goes quickly for you, mate. Just debating too whether tomorrow morning I'm thinking about heading out and getting some more ink done. I was talking to a mate yesterday um, about some decent artists that were out and about in Adelaide. But I got a feeling that the best tattooists around are probably on the East Coast. I know my mate got a lot of work done in New South Wales and in Queensland. Yeah, look, Tony, I've put my name out there. I've put where I live out there, and it's pointless because, like I said, they won't put their money where their mouth is. And I've got the most to lose because I've got myself in enough shit before hitting people. No, Junior, but I'll pay for you to get a dick fucking tattooed on your head. Well, Tony, I'm actually talking to a girl at the moment, so uh, to be honest, I know what guys have said, about going over there and having a good time like that. But Tony, I think you're probably fairly similar to me in that, we I think we both know that if you've got one nice girl that you have feelings for, it's much better. You know, my personally, I think, fucking one girl that you've got affection for is better than 100 that you don't give a shit about. That's how I feel anyway. Sorry, just answering a message here. Um, Here's a question for you, Tony. Your girl's working overseas. Have she ever applied for a visa to come visit you while she's working overseas? And if so, how hard was it? Just pick your brains while you're here, mate. Okay. Yeah, Tony, morals is one thing. Yeah, definitely. Just, yeah, tourist visa, mate. And the other thing is, like I said, you could sleep with 100 girls that you don't have no feeling for, but it's never going to be as good as sleeping with one girl that you have feelings for. You have that affection for. Jesus, this dog is giving me the shits. Just a sec, guys. God, dogs annoy me to go out, and she was just out before, so she can get nicked. uh, Junior, I won't warn you again. Leave my camel out of this, or off into the sandbox you go. Yeah, that's what I thought, Tony. That's why I was thinking if the lady in question has a job and a contract, and she just comes here for a holiday, that um, they would be allowed to do that. I'm not sure about the money in the bank. As you know, Tony, those some of these poor girls that working overseas, they get very limited money. It's almost like slave labor. Junior, you don't know me very well. I'll fucking sit here and talk to myself if I have to. I would do it just to shut you up. Yeah, it is hard, Tony. But I guess people exactly, Tony. That's exactly what they are. And I'll say this publicly on YouTube. I don't give a shit. These Middle Eastern countries need to be taken to task. The UN needs to get on their case and start hammering them about the rights of these girls, because these people in rich countries who are very well off, and they're just, you know they're it's abuse, really. And I mean, there's even been stories of these girls being abused over there, and I'm not saying they all are, but it does happen. And the pay that they get, is just simply disgusting. Yeah, well, I can't see this girl having that, Tony. As you know, a lot of these girls who work overseas are doing it to support families back home. Yeah, yeah, I know. The sweatshops in China are really well known. And it's going to get worse, Tony, because the current president in China is taking them back 50 years with all this communist bullshit. I watch a guy called Serpent ZA, who's a vlogger who lived in China, married a Chinese girl, beautiful girl, doctor, and he's done a few vlogs on it. If you ever want to watch him, and he's talking about it at the moment. I mean, he's pretty well said that a lot of people are leaving China now because of what's going on, and he himself is looking at getting out. Yeah, Tony, I could make in a day what this girl gets in a month. You know, that's how wrong it is. No, no, it was definitely not just from there. Yeah, well, those job agencies, they're a rot in themselves, Roger. Um, but until someone, you know, decides to do something about it, these countries are going to keep taking advantage of them. And what gets me too is that these girls are sincere, and they're hard workers, reliable, and they get shit on. It really makes me angry. Yeah, Tony, I tell you what, to all those guys who say, "I'll never bring a girl back to your home country," I say up yours, because I want, the girl that I'm going to be with, whoever, uh, I want them to have a good life. And Australia, you can have a good life. Um, whether we retire in the Philippines or not, that's another question. But you know, I have no problems with bringing a girl back here. Um, I think some of these guys are insecure. Um, if your girl leaves you, there was never real love there at the first place. Um, and maybe you're not treating them. Yeah, Junior, I've thought about that too. I was wondering it might be easier if you're married to them first and then bring them. Well, that's sad, Roger. That's really sad. And Tony, you're right. They are the kind of people we need here. They're hardworking, they're reliable, they're family orientated. Um, and when you look at what we do bring into the country, I mean, it's just insane. It really is. And I do know why they've made it hard because there was a time back 20 years ago or so where they were bringing these girls in to work in brothels, um, and they wanted to stop that. So, and there was the fake marriages where people would get married just to bring them into the country. Okay, Tony, I would have thought if you're married and it's got to be. Well, this is my logic. Is it's got to be easier to bring a wife into the country than a girlfriend. Big Kevin, how are you doing, brother? Good to see you in here. Hope you're doing well, Big Kev. Hope your legs well on the way to healing up. Hope the family in the Philippines is all good. I'm not sure what time it is in the US at the moment, guys. Yeah, it's not cheap, Tony. But you know what, Tony? If you find the right girl, I'd pay $10,000 to bring her, and be with her here. Ah, okay, so it's still a bit early. I thought I might be catching the American crew. That's all good. I'm not sure what time in the UK and Europe and that. Haven't seen much of BK, but then I guess he's getting ready for his trip to the Philippines. Very envious. Hey, Nathan. You want to jump on, Nathan? I can put the link in the chat if you want. Okay, so it's a bit of decent time where you are, Big Kev. Brother Ed, how you doing? Hope everything's good for you, Ed. Hope you're looking after my goats, mate. Any of you guys, you want to jump on? I'll put the link in the chat for you. Good to see you still up at this time of the night. What is it? It's 1 here, so 10:30 where you are, Ed. What are you doing at 10:30 on at night? You should be muff diving, buddy. Quick, what's quick? Singapore Airport. Oh, you want the link, Ed? Okay. Hang on, I'm not sure. You're talking about muff diving. Oh, okay. Oh, you want the link? Okay, Ed, not a problem. Oh, Nathan. Well, we know where Nathan's headed off to then. Half your luck, mate. I'm sure the missus is going to be glad to see you again. Hope the rest of the trip is safe for you, buddy. BBS. What's be back shortly? Is my guess. All right, Tony. Enjoy the time with the girl, mate. And we got Ed. Ed is in the house. Everyone give us a yeehaw.
Good morning, evening, wherever you are. What the hell? How's it going? Uh,
Yeah. Yeah, it's good, Ed. It's 1 a.m. here.
uh, hey, Gati, where are you flying into? Do you go Cebu or do you go to Silai or Colon?
Well, I'm
You
pretty sure
see,
he's around
going to
Dumageddon.
Dumagedding, but there's
Yeah,
no airplane will fly into.
I'm not
He's got to
sure.
go to he's go to Cebu or probably Cebu and take the ferry across.
It sounds like it.
Hey, Roger. Or he could go to Silai and take the bus from Bacolod, but that's a nice bus ride.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm sure, Nathan,
Hey,
you can tell us the route you're taking, mate. And how are you, Ed, anyway?
I'm guess I'm all right. I'm
Ah,
alive.
good. Good to hear, mate.
Running between the raindrops. It's been raining off and on all day long.
Oh, shit, I mean, it was getting hot here for a while, but the last 2 or 3 days have just been nice, like high 20s.
Yeah.
So it's sunny. Uh,
Hey, Gati, what airport you flying into?
yeah, we want to know where you're flying into again. Are you flying Cebu and then taking a ferry?
Oh, Manila didn't do it. Okay. Manila didn't do Spaghetti.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess that saves having to bus it and jumping on
And
a ferry,
Manila's a little bit cheaper to go into than the other two. So
raining in Davao.
yeah, it
Actually,
does have an airport, but you weren't going to go from Singapore there. That's what I was just saying. You either had to stop at Manila or someplace.
yeah, I didn't know you could fly into Dumaguete. I've heard people say flying into Clark,
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
Angeles
out of
City,
Manila.
Cebu, Davao.
Well, you can fly into Clark internationally, but Dumaguete, you're going to have to stop in Manila. You can't fly there international.
Okay, so
It's
only
a regional airport.
so you have to be in Manila to fly to Dumaguete.
Well, Manila, Cebu, any place, any domestic airport. Manila, Cebu,
They
but if
land a.
you,
You're
yeah,
saying A320.
yeah, yeah, they have a big airport, but it's Dumaguete is considered a international airport, though. The problem,
Yeah, see, I'm not sure.
yeah.
I've flown into US and I've flown into Japan, um, and
See,
even then,
I'm closer, like I'm closer to Salai, to Bacolod, than I'm really am to Cebu. But if I flew Bacolod, I'd have to go through Manila. I'd have to go Manila. And that's why I'd rather just go to Cebu and fly wherever I want. Even coming in to be the same way, if I wanted to go into Salai, I'd have to go through Manila. So, yeah,
um,
Cebu's a lot faster. Cebu's a lot better than Gapti. For going to Dumaguete, it's a lot better than going to Cebu.
I was going to say, Ed, you would have flown in and out of the Philippines quite a few times, eh?
Oh, many times.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first time, well, it was a couple years ago when I came over, I went Manila. I went Manila, Cebu, and that was the last time. The rest I just went right to Cebu. I would never go. I don't like Manila. I just can't.
I hear that from a lot of people. Others say it's not that bad, but a lot of people
Well,
tend to not
yeah,
like
the
it.
airport is getting a little better. That airport used to, it was rated as one of the wealthiest airports in the world. That's how bad Manila was. But Manila's improving. It's improving, but it's just ridiculous going up. It's just too crowded. Ridiculous.
With the tourist industry there, you would think that they would make airports like Dumaguete an international airport, especially with all the expats there and the fact that
But
Philippines is becoming a big tourist spot.
but Dumaguete's not really a big tourist town. It's all it is a bunch of expats. It's not really
Yeah.
a big tourist town. Like
Okay.
they got Cebu. Cebu's your tourist area. That's where you go.
Well, the three places that I hear all the time as tourist spots is Angeles City,
Right,
Cebu,
Cebu,
and
Manila.
Manila.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are the big areas. And
Yeah.
Kansas City, Donald Clark, they're building another airport. They're adding on to their airport real big time.
Well, I'm surprised because Clark was a US air base. Yeah,
Yeah,
so I would have thought that that would have been, a pretty decent base anyway.
it is. It
Airfield.
was. They're just getting bigger. They're getting bigger.
Yeah.
It's like the terminal, the original terminal at Clark. That was the Air Force's passenger terminal. They just moved into there and they built up from there. But that was the passenger terminal for the Air Force.
Okay, Rogers is saying they've got better shuttle buses between the terminals in Manila now.
Yeah, I understand Manila's getting a little better, but I won't go through there. You go to Cebu, you walk up the door, get in the cab, and go where you want to.
Yeah. Well, Cebu's handy for you because,
Yeah, that's right there too. I just have to get to the bus station, get on the bus, and get to the ferry port. Good.
but I guess what Higanti's thinking is that
But it's better
he
for Ganti. It's good for Ganti
he doesn't have
because
to worry about bus or ferry.
he just needs a ferry. He's got to get on the bus probably just, or a taxi to the ferry station, or into the bus and get the bus and take the ferry because then it's expensive to do them. Because the bus goes right on the ferry.
After uh, watching and seeing a little bit of um, in Thailand about the buses and shit like that. I don't think I'd like to get on a bus in the Philippines or Thailand, to be honest.
Well, I'll tell you, if you're, I think that's what I do. I take the bus. I love them. I love the buses. They're good. That's good transportation. Get on an aircon bus and you
Oh,
go.
yeah, yeah, it's a great form of transportation, just like trains.
Uh,
But I'm not sure what it's like in the Philippines, but in Thailand, they have some horror stories with bus crashes.
no, not here. They have the crashes, but not as many. They're pretty good. And it depends where you're going, and how far you're going, where you're going.
Yeah, yeah,
Like for me, like even okay, if I fly into Cebu, it's a 2 hour bus ride. Well, take the taxi to the bus station. It's a 2 hour bus ride to the ferry terminal, and that is a dangerous road. It's mountains, and I've never seen anything. They're pretty careful. And get on the bus. I come over, and I'm about 10 minutes. The bus leaves me off right across the street from my house almost. I just get off the bus, cross the street, and walk down the hill, and I'm
yeah,
home.
yeah. Nathan's just saying he
Mm,
flies all the way, always, and I think I'd be the same.
mm.
Hello, how you doing, Gene? Oh,
Out
you
of
calling me host now? Come
expat,
on.
did you fly out of July in the Dumaguete?
What are
Shit,
you
you're probably
doing?
close to driving Dumaguete to go to July to get on the airplane.
What are you doing? Okay, go to
Hey,
sleep.
sweet. How are you, sweet?
Tired by the looks of it. She's heading off to sleep for 30 minutes. Uh,
See, if I flew from Cebu over to July, it's still an hour bus ride to home. So what's the difference? I'd rather just take the ferry and it drops me off a half a block from the house.
oh shit, that's
So
pretty convenient.
yeah, otherwise like if I flew in July, I'd take the bus into Escalante and then get a tricycle home. It's a bunch of hassle. Like we left off right half a block from the house, walk down the street.
Gonna have to clean this laptop. Uh,
You could get the can of air.
no, I didn't. No, well, the computer shops were uh, they close usually lunchtime Saturdays and not open Sunday. So tomorrow, hey, how you doing, Larry? Um, so I'll probably go get a can of that shit tomorrow and give it a clean out and
Then if that doesn't work, you take it apart. It should work. You can put a spray in there.
Yeah. If I have to, I'll get one of those cooling pads as well,
Yeah. I
or
have to
just
get a yeah. I have to get a can here myself. I gotta get a can try to spray. Cause mine, well, from smoking, you're smoking the ashes, get on the keyboard and stuff like that, and it works in.
yeah. I need to give it a good clean out.
So,
Probably good to go get myself a new one too. But
well, I think I have one. I have a HP at home. I'm gonna bring back when I go in September. I'm gonna bring my other computer back with me, so I'll have two here, two laptops.
no, that's all right. What what brand do you use?
Here I have a what is it? A Lovato. I have a Lovato here, and back home I have an HP.
Yeah, that's what I've got now. HP.
Yeah, HP is pretty good too.
I like the
Well,
Toshiba ones. Look all right too, but
yeah.
I'd have to do some research and
Now, I've never seen Lovato until I came over here, and it's not too bad. It's been a good computer. It's been good so far. I think it's a Chinese one. I don't know where. I think it's made in China. I don't know. It's a good computer. I don't know where Lovato is. Not too bad though. No, I do have to get into it though because from smoking and everything, all of them ashes get on your keyboard and they work down in between those keys. So
hey, Larry, look, Larry, if you want
they expect.
the link, mate, let me know. You can join me and Ed here. We're just shooting the breeze, mate. Uh, Higanti's waiting at Singapore airport. Junior's about to finish work. Uh, lovely Jean is going
Oh
for a
yeah,
nap.
Junior has to go to that four-letter word, doesn't he? Damn, that's a four-letter word. Ugh.
I'm sort of semi-retired and
Yeah.
wasn't thinking about working again. Um, but I'm still fairly young, Ed, and
But if you don't have to, don't do it. If you
yeah, but
don't have to do it, don't do it.
I
Relax.
don't have to, but I feel a little bit bored, and
Yeah.
because I can catch up with friends at a certain time, but because a lot of them still work,
Yeah.
I'm during the day, I don't
Uh,
have a lot of options to go see people.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just get something part-time.
Well, that's
If you got to fight.
that would be on the cards. Look at that as well.
Yeah.
But it's just something to do during the day, really. To
Work on the subway. That way you get free hoagies. You can dip the mayonnaise in them. Jesus. You're there most of the time.
so I stopped running. I haven't because I used to run 10Ks a week and
Really?
two 5K runs, but I've stopped doing that. Um, and
Put the link
I,
real quick for swearing.
yep, and I haven't been on the mountain bike, but
Yeah.
I am thinking that I might jump back into a gym and see how that goes.
Get that. Oh my goodness! The only exercise I get, I run that mile every day. That's it. And I jump in the ocean if the tide's high. That's
Yeah,
all I
well,
need to do. But I'm old. I can't handle it no more.
no, I understand that, but I'm
But
still
that's
pretty good shape, so
yeah. But for 68 years old, I don't see too many people out there running at
nah,
68. They,
no, that's true. All right, Larry, I'm taking it out now, so hopefully you got it.
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you.
yeah,
You're
Barry.
welcome.
Hey, Ed.
You're always welcome here, Larry. You know that.
Oh, thank you. What are you guys up to tonight?
Not much, mate. Just shooting the breeze and
I took a nap after supper and woke up, so I'm up all night.
Gene, I thought you were going to have a nap, and here you are. You come and slip in here.
I made that mistake. I took a nap after supper just a couple minutes ago.
I
So
was
I'll be up.
just online researching, trying to find out where I can buy like dwarf trees or cuttings, mulberry trees.
Hmm.
You guys like mulberries?
Mulberry trees.
I can't say if I've ever had it or not.
I never
Yeah,
knew that. I didn't know mulberry trees produced the fruit.
yeah, heck,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I've
little
heard of mul.
purple.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah,
Because
heck,
when I come back to States, that's all that's in my area, mulberry trees. I never seen them produce a fruit.
Yeah.
Holy
Well,
jeez,
it
where have
take,
I worked?
take you 2 seconds. Google it.
Yeah, oh my
yeah,
goodness, really?
yeah. Higantia. I worked hard for a lot of years and had my own business, and I was on. This has gone back 3 years ago. At when I left, I was on $70 an hour. So, but I put my hours in. So, and I guess that's the killer now is I've had probably 2.5 years of not doing much,
When
and I'm
can you collect retirement there?
67.
67?
So for me, that's still 11 years away.
Yeah.
You know, I've got money in a private superannuation. Well, actually, it's all just being bundled up with my government super as well. So I've got money in that, but you can't draw that until you retire, that's
Mm,
cool by me.
yeah.
Um, but I don't know. It's a bit of an empty feeling during the day when you can't visit your mates because they're still working. And I mean, I'll jump on here and talk to you
Yeah.
guys, but yeah, I think I might end up doing something.
Mhm. I went right at 62. Well, no, well, 60, almost 63.
Yeah, I think my
When
father was.
you start with.
Dad was the same. I think he was 63 when he
Nice.
took his
Hold on.
retirement.
Yeah, I said, oh, 'cause what I was doing, I worked in a hospital. Used to register people in the emergency room at a hospital, and was working a grave shift. And one night, a quiet night, I said, "What the hell am I going to do here?" I said, I was sitting down, what I was making, my salary, what my pension was, added them together, not too bad. And then I said, "What the hell?" I went into Social Security and calculated what I make Social Security at 62. It was only about a little over $100 difference than what I was
Wow,
making. So I
wow.
looked at that, only $100 difference. Here I am busting my ass off 6 nights a week.
For $100, it's not worth
Uh,
it, mate.
Hold on. So right then and there, I just typed a message to my boss. I hereby retire. This is my 10-day notice. Thank you. Dang. I got a phone call the next day. She called me up the next day, fell off the next night. She called me up, Ed, what are you doing? I said, I'm retiring. Jesus Christ. I go, look how you're paying me. And I told her what I did. She said, oh, no. She said, don't do that. I said, sorry, 10 days. Thank you. Nice working with you. Yeah.
It's a nice feeling that when your boss still wants you, but you got to look at the big picture. Now,
That's
working
it.
6 days a week for $100, mate.
That's it. For $100 difference? Well, no, no, no. I told her, I said, here, you want to give me a raise? I go, this is the raise I want. Otherwise, goodbye.
Yeah,
You don't think
exactly.
she's going to give me $100 raise, did you? Nah.
No, exactly.
How
I'm,
long were you on the job, Ed?
I was there about 16 years.
Oh, wow.
That hospital. Yeah, I did. Because after I retired, I traveled around for a while. Then we went back home. When I went back to Pennsylvania, I got a job in the hospital. And that's where I stayed until I said, hell with it. Yeah. That was a
Yeah,
good job, too. I didn't bust my ass off. I sat behind a computer all night, just
I bet
registering
you've seen
64.
a lot of things. Working the graveyard shift in the
Yeah.
ER.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I seen a lot of things. It was a fun. It was a cool job. It was a cool job. I used to love when mothers in the middle of the summer bring their babies in with a fever. They bring the babies in all covered up, blankets over them. I used to tell them, lady, come grab that kid. Jesus Christ. The middle of the summer, you got that kid wrapped up. The kid has a fever. You want the kid to have more of a fever? I used to. Oh, some of the patients you see, ridiculous. But it was fun. Fun job.
Yeah, Nathan, I've seen that. But I mean, that's cool. Good. I mean, imitation is, you know, but that's why I just wrote this: why eat spinach from a can? Fresh is best. I mean, this, if it's a bit of friendly banter like that, that's no big deal. I don't have nothing against Popeye. Um, and to be fair to him, you know, he doesn't usually say too much about me,
Doesn't.
so that's all good. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with a bit of friendly banter and that, as long as it doesn't get nasty and silly. And I don't take him as being a silly person, that's for sure. But it's all in good fun, Nathan. Yeah. I mean, you know what it's like anyway, Nathan. Being an Aussie, having a dig is part of what it's like to be an Australian anyway. We all have a dig at each other. Yeah. Yeah. So it's all good. The only thing that I've ever really disagreed with and not liked, and I know Ed was probably a victim of this, and that was pretty sad. Was this victim guilty by association, which it's just that I can't ever agree with. I think we're all mature, we're all adults here. We should be able to pick and choose who we want to be friends with. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
you know, hell, I'm in my mid 50s. I'm damned if I'm going to have anyone tell me who I can, be friends with. Yes, yeah, sledging. Geez, Nathan, the Australian cricket team know all about that. I mean, it does go too far sometimes. Ed, Larry, can you guys just take over the stream for the next 5 minutes while I let this bloody dog outside?
Go
Sure
ahead.
can. Sure
Go
can.
ahead.
All right,
Haganti,
thanks,
what
fellas.
time do you leave there? What time do you leave there, Haganti? What time's your flight to Manila? Haganti, on the way to Manila.
Where's he at? Singapore?
Yeah, he's in Singapore right now. What time do you leave for Manila, and how much of a layover do you have?
Ed,
Agante, calling Agante.
he
Damn,
might
I'm
be
not speaking Australian.
preoccupied.
Yeah, I'm not speaking Australian. He just understands Australian.
Where are you from,
Yeah.
Ed, in the States?
Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. So you would you go through JFK?
Yeah, JFK.
Okay,
JFK, and normally Incheon, and then down to Cebu.
gotcha.
Yeah. I say Philippine Airlines now has a direct JFK Manila. They go direct. They go way up over the northern route.
I had to
Yeah.
fly through JFK. Um, last time I
Um,
went. Last time I went back to the States, had to bypass Michigan, go all the way to JFK, and then fly into DTW.
yeah. Last time, I normally go back the same way. Last time I went back, where did I go? Yeah, same way. You would Econ and straight direct. Well, one time I went Tokyo, and then straight JFK.
I hate going through Narita.
Yeah, me too. Look at all the half the day. Oh Jesus! You should have went just. You got to go direct Cebu. Oh, look at that. 2 a.m. getting in 5:55 a.m. 2 minutes and a half today. Making from Jenny.
Osaka,
Yeah.
that's not too bad, or Nagoya.
No, that's not too bad. No. You have to, are you going to go out of the airport or are you just going to stay in the airport? If you want to get some rest, Go to Terminal 3, up on, I think, the fourth, up by the McDonald's up there. Walk straight back. There's a little restaurant. There's a little hotel back there. It's it's a Japanese capsule hotel. I stayed there one time. Yeah, one time I came out of Manila, one in Manila, coming out, I stayed there. Good. Yeah, go up to the top where McDonald's is and walk straight back. You'll see if you want to get some rest, they have a place to stay. It doesn't cost that much. It's cheap. And it's really secure. They watch your bags for you and everything. They got snacks. They got food there. They have the internet there, the free internet. Check that out. I forget the name of the hotel, but it's a Japanese style hotel. Like you could either stay in the capsule or they have uh, like those lounging chairs you can sleep in. They have them also there. There's you probably get a Vegas because you're going to be there in the middle of the day. You're going to be there in the morning, and everybody will be leaving for their flights.
How
So
many
you'll
hours
probably
does he got to stay there?
you're going to be there all day long until 4:30.
Oh,
You get there
wow.
at 6 o'clock in the morning. You're going to be there until 4:30. No, you
Yeah.
should get a vacancy because you're getting in there right at the time everybody the flights are going out. So the people there will be checking out. Yeah, you could. It's in Terminal 3, right up on top where the McDonald's, where all the food places are. But it's straight back from the McDonald's. There's a quarter. There's like a little aisle where you're just straight back. Yeah. And it's not too much, and you get a couple hours rest at least. Quiet rest.
Back guys.
That's where I go, Subaru. That's forget that damn. Oh, Jesus.
How's that Poochie doing?
What's that?
How's your little Poochie doing? Your dog?
Uh, Let me see. Giving me the shits, man. She wants to go, always wants to go outside, which is fair enough. But I can't leave her out there because she's sort of half pushed the fence over down the back so she can get out.
Getting
And,
tired?
and
Lisa?
if she gets out, she'll just attack dogs and try and bail people up. So got to be careful.
Can you throw on a leash? Tie her
Um,
up?
I chain her up sometimes, but I don't
Oh,
like to
that's
do it
good.
if I don't have
Yeah.
to. And but yeah, she's a damn pain in the ass. But I got to be a little bit more understanding because since she's been separated from the other dogs, it's
Yeah,
been
that's
pretty
fine.
hard for her.
Yeah.
How old is she?
Um, that's a good question. I reckon probably about 7. Actually,
Okay.
probably it would have been this month. She turned 7, I think.
She's pretty calm then, right? For
Oh no, mate, this one's never been calm. She was the craziest out of all 3 of my dogs.
really? Wow.
Uh,
Yeah.
this one's like she's got a couple of batteries stuck up her ass. She my
Excuse me.
my male surprised the hell out of me because he was just so much energy. And then when I got her, because she's a year younger than him, she would run around the backyard with him until he was buggered, mate, and he would just lay down. And she would get his back leg in her mouth and drag him and annoy the shit out of him until he'd get up and chase her around again.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
So yeah, she's got a battery up her bum.
Larry, did you ever fly in this Hawaii in the book hole there?
What's that?
Did you ever fly in this Hawaii? Book hole?
Into Hawaii?
No, Salai.
No.
Salai.
Salai. That's
No.
Bacoa. Bacoa. You
Yeah,
ever
I
fly in
did.
there?
I'm sorry. I didn't know the name of the
Yeah,
airport. Yeah, I
yeah,
did fly.
yeah, Salai, the airport
In
is.
fact, the last time, a year ago, I flew in there because
Yeah,
I flew in. It was Chinese New Year,
yeah,
in what is that? February,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
and there was no flights into Damaghetty, so I flew in there, And then I had a guy. I had to hire a guy to drive me to Damagetti.
Really?
And the wife and kid, they're waiting for me at the hotel.
Mm.
Oh,
Damagetti.
shit.
That
You
was
could
a
have
long ass ride.
got one into the city and got the bus. Took the bus on to the beginning.
Man, that
Yeah.
was the first time I flew into Bacolod,
Yeah.
and I figured it would be like close to the city.
No, it
I don't know.
isn't.
Yeah, it was way out there,
It's
man.
way out there. It's out there, yeah.
Yeah, like
You got,
when you fly into Damagetti, man, you could take a tricycle. You're right in the heart of the city. You know.
yeah. Yeah, you're in Tisalai, almost near Salai. You're way up there. You're good 40 minutes into the city.
Yeah.
Well, to the north bus station. But to go to Dumagetti, you got to go to the other side of town, the south bus station.
Man, I ordered over $300 worth of shit for my dog.
Yeah,
Supposed to be here on the 24th. They'll probably hit me with taxes.
most likely.
What did you get, mate?
I got a 6 foot by 3/4 inch leather leash. I got a muzzle. I got a prong collar, a Hearn Springer stainless steel prong collar, and I got
Man,
a mini educator, say electric collar.
nah. See,
Mhm.
you 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 lost me, mate, when you said prong collar. I would never ever, mate, ever use one of them
Yeah,
on
I
a
know,
dog.
I know. They
So
look very barbaric, but they're safer.
no,
And
no, no, no. Any
yeah,
dogs learn best by reward, not by punishment. I'm sorry. That's my
well,
opinion.
yeah, everybody has opinion, but
Well,
yeah, you could teach. That's why you ever hear of balance training. You
no,
cannot
mate, that's not
reward.
balanced.
Wait,
I
wait.
I
You
agree. I
cannot
know you.
reward a dog out of bad behavior. Okay, if you're trying to teach a dog not to chase a squirrel, okay, see that's his thing, or another dog. Some dogs are like that. If they see another dog, they go crazy and they want to chase after it.
Yeah.
You could give them all the little treats and bribes, but you're never gonna stop him from doing that bad behavior
Hey,
unless the only way to
hey,
do it is with punishment.
hey,
The
Eric.
best way to stop a dog is make aso adobo out of them. That's the only thing you do with dogs.
You know,
Aso adobo.
let me let me let me just answer Larry here. I understand what you're saying about you can't reward all the time, but that's if you want to what you're talking about. When they start behaving badly on a lead, that's what a choker chain is for, mate.
Yeah, but the problem with the choker chain, you put all the pressure on the larynx, where
No,
the long cow. Yeah, it
no,
does. When the dog
n-
lunges forward.
not if you don't do it. If you do it properly and you get your dog before they react. Um, a choker chain is still the best way to take control. And Eric, how you doing, mate?
The
Um,
pot, the pot is the best way.
I don't know. Look, I can't agree with the prong collars. Um,
They look barbaric, but
the vibrating collars. Yeah, not a problem. And I've seen Caesar Milan use them very effectively.
yeah,
But that's just me, Eric. That's just sorry, Larry. That's just me.
yeah. We'll just agree to disagree. I still love you,
Uh,
Thunder.
I I
Yeah.
still say I still say both use. The pot is the best place for the dog.
No.
Aso adobo. Best
No.
place. Yes, sir.
Ed, come on.
Yes, sir.
You're talking to dog lovers here, mate. We don't want to hear that.
Eat them. Eat them. They
But
get out of hand. There's
Thunder.
lunch.
So many uh, what do you call them? Social justice warriors that invaded the dog training world. It's pathetic. You have
Two,
to teach your dog no.
two
And
words.
sometimes you have to punish your dog.
Two words for you, mate.
Okay.
Cooking.
And take note.
Okay.
Caesar Milan.
Yeah, I
Watch.
seen him get his ass bit.
Yeah, he has. But I tell you what, mate. Dogs that people were going to put down, he saved them.
Yeah, he's pretty good, but
He's about the best you're going to get out there. Watch his videos,
I do.
because as far as I'm concerned, the guy really does know what he's doing. I've seen, he's taken dogs from that were fighting dogs, and no worries, Eric, and have them running around with 20 other dogs, mate, and they've lost that urge to fight simply through positive reinforcement. Um, now, I'm not saying that the prong collars don't work. I just don't like the idea. To me, it's a cruelty thing. You know,
I think they're humane because I understand the mechanics, how they work. They don't put pressure. They put pressure evenly all the way around the dog's neck. They don't put all the pressure on the dog's larynx.
well, we're going to have to agree to disagree. Like I said, still love you, brother, but no,
I,
I can never condone using a prong collar. And I'll tell you what, mate, if you want to see well-trained Malleys, go to my cousin's site on Facebook and have a look, and they never use anything like that. And their dogs, mate, she's got one dog that her and her husband have trained up themselves, that they've got an old car in the backyard, and they'll put someone in the driver's seat, and they can get that dog to open up the fucking door, mate, and jump in there and grab the guy.
Yeah. You know what the way I look at it, it's kind of like, okay, if you could put a choke chain on a dog and they lunge forward, or, if you turn the other direction and they keep going the opposite way, if they're not healing correctly, okay, that's putting a lot of pressure on the dog's neck.
See,
But if you use a prong collar, if you fit it right and put it high on the dog's at the base of its skull, then it's like power steering. You just have to pull on a leash with your fingertips.
we'll see.
Very low pressure.
I've always used choke chains, and I've never noticed it putting pressure on the dogs, because it's only a quick little jab on the chain, and it works a treat.
I love the both of you guys. I still say cook them. I love both of you.
Ed, if you try to cook my Rottweiler, you'd be the one in the hospital breathing pain for the rest of your life.
Cook them. Love you guys, but cook them.
Hey, I kind of agree. I agree with Thunder, Smart Roddy, and both of mine use choker chains.
Wait, you gotta speak up, man. Eric, speak up.
Yeah.
Turn up your volume.
Your volume's down, Eric.
Hold on. Okay, here we go. Hold on. Wait a minute. Switch out. Okay, how's that?
Good.
A lot better.
Okay, now I agree with Thunder. We use choker chains. They work fine. I got an 85-pound Roddy who walks perfectly fine on the choker with the choker chain.
Yeah. Look, I think too, Larry, what it is some people don't know how to use a choker chain properly. And the other thing I've seen with choker chains is people will actually put them on wrong, because one way where you do it, the chain will actually lock.
Yeah.
The chain will lock. The other way, the chain releases straight away. And the idea with the choker chain is not to wait for your dog to react. It's you have to react before you see the dog, like it's a bit of an instinct. You've got to know when the dog is going to see something. You see it before he does. As soon as he wants to react, bang, a little jab on the choker, and just remind him that who's the boss, Right.
Well, with the Roddy here, we didn't have to. She picked up heel naturally.
Yeah, some dogs do. Some dogs will pick it up real quick. Others need a little bit more work.
Yeah,
one thing about dogs, every dog is different. You know, their
yeah.
personality. I look at prong collars as just a tool. Okay, and it's a tool in my toolbox. You know, I love my dog. I wouldn't do nothing to hurt it. It's just a tool. You know, tools can be misused. I'm sure there are people out there that misuse prong collars.
Now, Larry, like I was saying before, when I had the German short-haired pointer that was a hunting dog, I used the shock collar.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we only used that to help her mark retrieve.
You know, the shock collar where they shock them, I'm not big on, but there's another one that it works like a shock collar, but all it does is vibrate and it brings the dog to heel straight away because it takes
Well,
them by
no,
surprise.
we used them to mark different birds when we shot birds. The bird dropped, and they got the mark wrong. That's what they used. They just did a mild. They didn't do like kick and go ape shit with it.
Yeah, like I said, I don't mind the vibrating ones that they work quite well, and I know Caesar Milan. You know, I'll be perfectly honest here. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Caesar Milan is the guy that everyone needs to watch and listen
That,
to.
that that British woman's better.
I don't like her. You
I
know
do.
why? I'll tell you why I don't like her. She worked with a dog one time, and it was an English bull terrier, and she told the owners, "I'd just put the dog down." Now, I've never ever, mate, heard Caesar Milan recommend putting a dog down ever. And if you're a trainer and you're telling someone to put a dog down, then you ain't worth shit as a trainer.
I don't know. When I was a kid, my uncle had a Doberman that went psycho. They didn't put it down. They gave it to the police department.
Thank you, Junior. Me and you are alike. Tell him. See that? Look at Junior.
I'm looking at
Man,
Junior.
very
You,
good, Junior.
you keep looking at Junior, all right?
Dogs
Yeah.
don't listen. Kill and eat them. There you
My
go.
mom just had to put her dog down. She was
Yeah.
Sammy.
Ah.
He was all bummed out. 2 days ago,
Thunder,
she put him down.
Well,
Thunder,
Ed, are you still looking at Junior?
you kicked him out. You
Oh,
better bring him
shit.
back.
How do I
You
do
better
that?
go back.
you blocked him.
Screwed up. You blocked him.
Yeah, I
Holy
know.
shit. You
I
better go
thought
back and get
Junior
him
was your
back.
buddy.
Ew.
He was. I was only meant to time him out, but it moved.
You moved. Yeah, you moved. You better
But
bring him back.
Yeah, I
hey,
did.
Ed, come,
Oh, he's back. Yeah.
Ed, come to my house and try to eat these two. You'll be breathing out of a machine for the rest of your life.
I tell you, you're
Hey,
bad to
Junior. Sorry.
See, I don't. These guys with their mallies, they think they're safe, but my idea is if I'm walking down the road and I want to get Larry, I'm just going to let my American Bulldog take care of his mallee while I get Larry.
But you forgot Larry's got two.
Yeah, I've got three theoretically.
I'll put my goat up against him. Don't worry. Your goat.
I don't know. My Malinois, he might get his butt kicked by a pit bull, but I don't think there's too many people he could handle.
Yeah, look, I've was at my cousin's place and I put the arm on and when they were showing me what one of the dogs could do. But I tell you, the one thing I noticed, Larry, was how light they are, and I could throw the dog around pretty well, you know.
Oh no, my buddy's got one of those new King Shepherds.
It's simple
It's like-
choice. How you doing?
No, my buddy's got a King Shepherd. It's like the new breed of German Shepherd. He's going to be 2 years old. It weighs 190 pounds.
Do you know the best way? And just welcome Simple Joys here. The best way to handle a dog attack is take a shirt off, and you flick that shirt out. Dog's first instinct is he's going to grab that shirt, mate, and tug on that, and you can do what you want to him after that. Yes, I can, Junior. Actually, he's lost his wrench. Haganti, you can time Junior out if you want.
Oh, I can?
Anybody can. When I brought him back, it took his wrench off him. There you go. I don't have to strong arm you, Junior. Eric
You
did it
guys
for
are
me.
bad. These are bad. I don't know.
Actually, after I did that, while he's in sandbox, I'm going to go make a cup of Black Rifle coffee.
No worries, mate. No worries.
Now, actually, my buddy's got a King Shepherd. He weighs like 150 pounds. Thing
I've
is,
never, I've never heard of them. I have to look it up.
they take a German Shepherd, a Shiloh Shepherd, and cross them, put Malamute into it.
Wow.
They're
Mal-
like, there's only, they're like, they're expensive in the States.
I'm not big on designer dogs. You know, what people bred a few hundred years ago is good enough for me.
No, it's recognized by the American Rare Breed Association.
Yeah, but you know, to me, if it's not recognised by the major kennel clubs, then it's unfortunate. It's the same with the American Bulldog. The American Bulldog isn't always recognised by a lot of places. There is a few that do recognise them, which is a bit of a shame for the breed because they've been around for so long. I mean, their history, dates back from early days in England. So, as
Let's
far as
see.
I'm concerned, Americans did the right thing with the breed. They left it as it was as a working dog, where in the UK they bred it down to the English Bulldog, which these days just has lots of health problems.
Well, the King Shepherd Club's only been around since 1995.
Yeah.
And they're considered in the herding group. My buddy paid like $3,500 for his.
Yeah, it's expensive.
They're not cheap. But this thing is fucking huge because he's got a mountain law too, and his mountain law is like a fucking midget compared to this thing.
Yeah, simple joy. There was a time when there was all Alsatians, Rotties, and you get some Dobermans here and there. These days, there seems to be a lot more breeds. People are training up their dogs.
I'm sorry if it's under 50 pounds. To me, it's a fashion accessory.
Yeah, look, I don't have a problem with people who want dogs just for pets. So I don't have an issue with that. But if you want a dog that's effective against people, then the dog needs some weight behind it. Yeah, simple joys. While you're here, what's your opinion on the use of spike collars? Just out of interest, I mean, we got two of us on the panel who don't like it.
We're not talking about S&M.
No, no.
We're talking about prawn collars.
Yeah.
You know, people take one look at that and they don't understand the mechanics of it, and they go, "Oh, that thing is barbaric."
No, but see, I've known about them for probably 20 years, Larry. I've had and bred bull breeds for over 30 years.
Ed? Mm-hmm.
Simple Joys. The title is just some friendly banter between another vlogger. But here it's just a general. We cover any topics, whatever comes up, and we just try and keep it friendly. And yeah, we don't ask Larry what he does in the bedroom. That's his business. Same with, well, actually, we do ask Ed.
I sleep in the bedroom.
But we know Ed is. I mean, yeah, he's hornier than any 2-year-old greyhound, mate, and it works just as fast. Thank you, Simple Joys. Thank you. So there's now 3 of us on the same side. Yeah, and Larry's right though. I mean, we talk about rewarding good behaviour, but when you have bad behaviour, you can't reward it. But there are ways of dealing with bad behaviour. For one, I'm a big supporter, and same with Eric, which is Baggio Life, of the choker chain. I mean, the choker chain's been around forever. It's effective. I think the biggest problem with the choker is people not using it correctly. Ed. Junior, you're asking to be timed out again. I think you're lucky that Eric is making himself a Black Rifle coffee, mate. Actually, Junior.
Give Junior his wrench back. Now,
When he starts behaving himself, he can have the wrench back.
he is behaving. He's doing nothing wrong there.
Hang on, I had one with small spikes for my righties, but that was some years ago, and I was more into it. Just look. Yeah, like the spikes on the outside is one thing. Simple joys. It's when you got this like these prong collars where it works like a choker chain, except you're actually putting the spike, the prongs into the dog rather than a simple jerk of your normal choker chain.
It doesn't work like a choker chain.
I thought it releases when it has to release.
It only goes so far. A choker chain.
If Junior's being punished, I guess.
No, you can't. I gave him back his wrench now.
Oh, you did.
Thank you very much for giving us back his wrench. You're a good man.
That's all right, Ed, but just remember I can still time him out.
Don't be so sensitive. Don't be so sensitive. You guys have your opinions. We have our opinions. So relax. This is an opinionated channel. Everybody has an asshole, and opinions are the same way. We all have them.
On that note, hold on for a second.
So,
Black Rifle Coffee, AK-47.
No, Junior, I'm not going to do it when you want it. I'm going to do it when you don't expect it. Here, I do know a choker barely even gets my Dane's attention, but my voice means more to him than any collar, and that's true. Voice commands. I think that's another issue. People don't realize you have to be the alpha with a dog, and the tone of your voice is everything.
And actually, that's true because I intentionally, like in our house, my wife's the leader of the pack. It sounds stupid, but she's the one that's feeds them, does all the feeds them and everything.
I know some dogs are like that, Eric, but in to do it properly, the dog should know its place in the pack, which is the family, and it should be at the bottom. So your wife, your children, everyone should be above the dog.
Well, no, actually, in our house, it's my wife's the leader of the pack of animals. She's got the voice, and she taught the two older ones Tagalog and Ilocano, so they don't speak English half the time. So,
oops, I slipped.
Ooh.
Well, come on, mate. He loves dogs medium rare.
Mm-hmm. Man, time Ed out too while you're at it.
Yeah, but I'm in the chat. You have to kick me out of the chat.
No, I don't.
You're timing me out. I'm still in the chat. I still can talk.
Yeah, I know.
So I like them in adobo. I just won't write it down.
Not now, you won't. Okay. Not anymore.
You mute me. That's all you can. You can mute me.
No, I'm not going to mute you. I wanted to do that so Junior wouldn't feel left out on his own. But it's an interesting subject. Everyone has different views.
Well, Larry and I had this conversation when he said he ordered it, and I had the same reaction.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we both probably feel the same way about it. Like I said, I've watched Cesar Millan, and I love the guy.
You know, he really got screwed
Exactly,
by his ex-wife.
exactly, exactly. Simple choice. What's that, Larry?
I said Caesar Milan, he really got messed over by his ex-wife
Yeah, that hurt
in
him,
this
and
business
I can
agent.
understand.
Well, Caesar Milan's also the prime example of how the pack system works.
Exactly. Yeah,
I,
and like I said, I've never ever heard him say to anybody that a dog should be put down. And to me, that puts him above any dog trainer who says put that dog down, because um, to me, you're not a good dog trainer if you're suggesting a dog gets put down.
Mm.
That dog he had, Daddy, was a fighting dog, and that dog, he used it to help train other dogs. He would have it running around with 20 other dogs.
Yeah, you know what though? A lot of these trainers, these little kindergarten puppy class trainers, you know, they'll tell you right away. At least in the states, they'll say, "Oh, we don't deal with aggression." You know, we it's very few places like that will deal with a dog that's trying to attack people.
well,
I
and also, and I got to say this for the United
And what
States.
what they do though, you know, they're afraid, and they'll say, "Oh, you should put the dog down." You know, it's got social problems, and because they're afraid, and they they're just not experts at handling
I agree.
aggression.
I agree, Larry. I think you're not much of a dog trainer if you're suggesting to put a dog down. And I've seen Caesar Milan with aggressive dogs, and
Oh God, yes, he had that. It was on YouTube. Thunder, hold on. It was the one with the Labrador, the
yeah,
yellow lab that wanted to
it,
fucking kill everybody.
it bit him. I've seen that one.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I've seen that one, mate. But
Yeah.
he will still work with that dog, and he will fix the problem.
yeah. If you know what you're doing and you take your time, you can even take a feral dog and turn it into a pet, a well-behaved pet.
I don't
Um,
know.
You
You
don't
can't.
know what the
I'm
hell you're
sorry.
doing.
I'm sorry, but them wolf hybrids you can't do anything with because they've got actual timber wolf and Arctic wolf in them, Larry. You can't take
Well,
that wild out of them.
well, they're going to constantly challenge you. You're going to have to
Hmm.
I think
employ
I think
some negativity on that dog.
the answer to that one, Eric, is that you just don't own that sort of dog unless you're someone like Caesar Milan that's got, you know, you're going to put the time, the effort, and control over the dog all the time. Because, yeah, I think there are some dogs that are more than a handful for people.
And you
Does
know what?
anybody
Wolf
know any good
dogs,
midget point channels?
those
Any
wolf
new midget
dogs.
point channels?
Okay, you guys, those wolf dogs, wolves travel in a pack. Okay, and
Yep.
there's a leader of the pack. When that leader starts getting old and slow, then the second in command will start challenging them. And if he can't, hold a spot, then the number two one will take over. And that's why those dogs don't do good in homes, because yeah, you might control them for a little bit, but they're going to keep challenge you. They're going to
Yes.
snap at you.
I don't care. I come from the rule is you don't fuck with Mother Nature.
Uh, Look, I think if you take a dog directly out the wild, you're going to have issues,
Yeah.
like Larry said. Um,
Well, what they've been doing in Maryland, where I come from, for like the last 15 or 20 years, if they get a real aggressive dog like a Doberman or a German Shepherd or a Rottie, the state prison system brings them in and uses them for perimeter dogs. You know, between the inner perimeter and the outer perimeter of the fence at the prisons.
yep.
And another thing that saved a lot of dogs like Shepherds, Malinois, Dobermans, even Pit Bulls, is now they're using them for veterans as
Ah,
assistance dogs,
yeah,
working dogs. They're putting them to work in assistance dogs.
yeah. I've seen that. Yeah,
So,
yeah. I'm still. My opinion, it was always going to be that, you know, the the biggest problems with dogs are owners, and the dogs are a product of their environment. At
mhm.
the end of the day, you know, that's
Come here, you little bastard.
I know with the girl that I got here, um, I'm the biggest problem because I didn't do enough with her when she was younger. Um, yeah, same as kids, exactly. Simple joys. Um, and I should have worked a lot harder with her, but having 3 dogs, and I kind of slackened off. And I should have worked more with her on her social behavior. But it's not an issue with her; it's my issue.
Mm. And everybody told me when you come over here, don't get a Philippine street dog. Don't take a Philippine street dog. I got 2 of them, and there's really no issues.
No, what I think it is, Eric, is for some people it's too much work.
Mm.
I don't think they want to put the time in. Yeah, not everyone, a lot of people grab a dog and they think just buying a dog is the only thing you have to do and everything's going to be all right. But it doesn't work like that. And like the Simple Joy said, they're like kids. Dogs need to have boundaries. Without boundaries, you're going to have a badly behaved dogs. Welcome back, Junior.
Hey, but no, actually, this little bastard, this pup. Well, what's different about our house is we have somebody here, so if we travel.
Yeah.
My father-in-law is a dog lover, which is strange for a Filipino, but he actually. So they have somebody here all the time in the house. And when I took them down from when I had birthday, I had to take them. I had to take them and put them in the kennel over at the vet's office. I'm like, I'm going to get a phone call that says, my dog bit somebody over there, and I got over there, and both my dogs were like, oh gosh, bring them back. They were a delight. I'm like, okay.
You know why? Because
I'm like,
they're probably they were dog people who probably gave the dogs the attention they needed, mate.
well, they changed. This is the thing. Back before this new veterinarian took over with their son, it's like the vet tech. The other group, basically, my one dog bit the gay vet tech twice. I mean, he drew blood on him. I was like, okay, but then I was like, oh man, I'm taking him back. Oh God, we're gonna have. But now I took him back. The vet goes, these dogs were great. We walked them and let them out in the yard, and they ran around, and they were fine. I said, nobody got bit. She goes, no, bring them back. I'm like, really?
Yeah, that's when it's good to be able to have people that you can have look after your dogs that love dogs, and 2, it's as an owner, it's a really good feeling to know that your dogs have been well behaved.
Yeah. Well,
some people take bad behavior and laugh at it, and they think it's quite funny for their dogs to be aggressive, but it's not funny, mate, if those dogs get hold of a child.
Yeah, I agree with that one. But I could cite some examples of pit bulls. Baltimore City Police, back where I come from, are starting to use pit bulls as detection dogs for narcotics.
Why not? If they can do the job, why not? Pit bulls have got a bad rap over the years, and one, it's because these horrible people that fight them. 2, it's because there were so many out there because they became the dog to have, which is always bad for any breed because when you get so many of them out there,
they're inbred.
Well, not inbred, but when you get that many out there, you're always going to get some that misbehave because not every person out there should own a dog, and not every person out there is built to own some of those dogs. Some of these dogs need a very, very strong owner who can be an alpha male to them. Some people don't understand that.
Yeah, well, the problem with
your backhead.
Well, the problem with pit bulls was Michael Vick put a spotlight on the breed.
Well, long before Michael Vick, but Michael Vick, I think
Michael Vick put a face to dog fighting.
He did, and what he did, I think it showed especially in the US where it was a bigger deal. I think it showed the public out there what what these people were like, and it's not just some redneck out in the middle of the woods that's doing this. You have, I mean, the guy had no need to be into dogfighting, mate. He made good money as a football player. Had it all.
Yep.
Yeah, roosters can fight, Ed, and I know it's a big sport in the Philippines, and it's not something that I'm just not into animal blood sports at all. Just not at
Thunder,
all.
honest to God, you have to come up here and let me and Johnny take you to a derby. It's not all what you think it is. It's
Yeah,
it's the culture.
I know, and I understand that, and that's all well and good. But I'm myself, I'm just not into blood sports with animals at all.
Then you might as well don't watch TV when you come over here because every weekend they broadcast.
Well, that's fine. I don't have to watch it, and
Yeah,
I
I mean,
understand that that's part of their culture. I accept that, but
yeah.
I don't have to like it, Eric.
I mean, yeah, you don't have to like it, but you have to go because honestly, Gib went with it. Gib did it. And matter of fact, they had to take the video down, even though it didn't have any chicken fighting on it. They got mass flagged by PETA,
Yeah,
and but it it's outlawed in the state. It's outlawed in the U.S. now, so everybody
yeah.
comes over here to fight.
Simple Joy's just said hello to you, Ed. I don't know if you've seen it in the chat. He's just said g'day, Ed. He's another
Yeah.
Aussie. Another Aussie. What time is the football game in the States? I got no time idea. Ed.
90 minutes, Ed.
Who's playing?
New England and Kansas City.
New England should win that, wouldn't they?
Who knows? I hate the Patriots.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers
I hate.
supporter.
I hate. I'm a Baltimore Ravens fan, so shut the fuck up.
Look, I don't hate any of the other teams. I can enjoy any game between any team. I just
Hey,
like the game, Eric.
okay, well then you're a fan of the game, but Steelers Baltimore is a big rivalry. It's like Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers, the Bears and the Packers.
See the reason I became a Steelers fan was because in the 70s here in Australia, they were started to put games on TV here, and so I would watch it because I had a teacher who was Hawaiian, and yeah, only on the football, and I used to watch a lot of ice hockey, Simple Joys. But yeah, they used to put the games on TV here, and as you guys would know, in the 70s, the Steelers were the
Steel Curtain.
team. They were the team to beat, and that's
Mean
where.
Joe Green, Franco Harris, Rocky Blyer, Terry Bradshaw, John Stallworth, Lynn Swan.
What was it? The Immaculate Inception?
Yeah, I don't remember that, but I remember they used to
Franco.
play the. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they had Rocky Blyer in the 70s, but
check out on YouTube the Immaculate Interception, which was with Franco. Brilliant. But that's why I'm a Steelers fan, because in the 70s they put those games on, and they were the big team. They were the team to beat back then.
It still does not beat the Mile High Miracle in 2013 when Baltimore beat Peyton Manning in Denver.
And the other thing is, back then, you know how the Steelers would wear black and gold.
Yep.
The football team that I followed here in Adelaide was black and gold, so it was a no-brainer.
Now, the best play in National League football was the refrigerator Perry. All 600 pounds and picked up the ball and ran for a touchdown.
Yes,
yeah.
Refrigerator Perry is the best.
I remember because he got a name when he was playing for, was it Washington Redskins?
Chicago.
Played for the Chicago Bears. Mike Dick was the head coach. Jim McMahon, when they won the Super Bowl, was McMahon in the fridge.
I thought there was a guy called the refrigerator. I thought there was a guy called the Refrigerator that played for the Washington Redskins.
No, he played for Chicago
They
Bears.
used to have the Redskins used to be called the Hogs and the Smurfs.
No, but
The Smurfs were like
I remember.
the Hog.
I just remember a player in the Washington Redskins. I'm pretty sure it was them. They had a guy called the Refrigerator.
Yep, William the Refrigerator Perry. I don't care if Baltimore's going to have another person in the Hall of Fame this year.
Eric, they televised the game over here. You know,
I don't know. I don't watch it. Baltimore's out. Lost their first playoff game, so fuck them.
well, I was an Eagle fan. Phillies are out too, so what could you say?
Hey,
Good on
the
you.
Eagles. They said the
What?
guy that's the Eagles quarterback. What's his name? Nick Foles.
Yeah,
He's a free agent, or they're going to let him sign with Jacksonville.
really? Yeah. I got to go for Kansas City. I don't like the Patriots. You got to be Kansas City.
I hate fucking Patriots.
Mhm.
Time
They're
for
probably going to
Brady.
use Nerf. They're probably going to use Nerf balls for Brady. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, but
Yeah,
I remember back when the Steelers and the Cowboys used to go to the Super Bowl every year. Roger
Yep.
Staubach versus Terry Bradshaw.
Yep. Every
Bradshaw.
year.
Yeah, Simple Joys. That I wished I'd known that you did the trivia show based on US sports. I'm a ice hockey fan because I played ice hockey here in Adelaide, and I was a massive fan of Wayne Gretzky, who to me he was God back then. So I used to follow the Edmonton Oilers and then the LA Kings when he was transferred over to them. But probably been into American football since the 70s. I had a Hawaiian school teacher who started a team up here for us against a couple of other schools, so I loved it.
They got a
No,
Kiwi. They got a Kiwi that's got just last year did a walk on with an NFL team
yeah,
as
I
a
know.
linebacker, and they signed him
Yep, yeah, he's about 6'4". Well,
like 290.
yeah,
He's
6'5".
like,
Even he might even be 6'5", 6'6". He's a big boy.
yeah, he was just like pure natural, and some team picked him up. The
Yeah,
Cleveland Browns.
yeah. Simple Joys. Adelaide's the same. Hockey's not big here. When I played, we had 4 teams, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
I like the game because back then it was the only game where you could take one glove off, grab the guy and just smack the shit out of him and get 5 minutes and be able to come back out again. So I thought that was fucking it was unreal. But ice hockey is a great game to watch if you know what's going on.
My grandmother used to watch it just for the fights. The bloodier, the better.
But I'm a much bigger football fan. Like I said, I've been a fan since the early 70s, and yeah, that's Gene. I've never really had Filipino food. I wouldn't eat balut, so don't even ask me. I would like to try chicken and pork adobo, but to be honest, yeah, it's a lot different to league. But to be honest, it's not like the Philippines have a great cuisine. It's not like Thailand where they're known for their cuisine.
Oh, you'd be surprised, Thunder.
I might be, but
You
if you look, when we're talking like on the world stage, Thai cuisine is right up there, but you don't hear much about Filipino cuisine.
well, one of the top tier restaurants in Washington D.C. now in the United States of America is a Philippine restaurant.
Well, that's great. That's great. Good to
Yeah.
hear.
Yeah, and you can't really go anywhere in the Middle East without hitting a Philippine restaurant. But well, in Kuwait and Saudi Arabia, they don't use pork in the dishes.
Gene, I'm not going to eat balut ever. I'm not going to eat snake.
Oh, snake is good.
You can eat them, Gene, but I won't be kissing you after you eat them.
Oh God, snake is awesome.
Nah. Oh no, it tastes like chicken, right?
Mm-hmm. With fish bones,
Oh,
basically.
Oh God, no, not interested at
Uh,
all. Not.
um, turtle soup is freaking awesome.
Oh yeah, and soup number 5.
No, 9. Soup number 9.
Was that the bull balls?
Yeah, that's the bull ball and penis soup.
Nah, sorry, mate, not going to eat that.
You would like? Do you like liver?
I used to eat it all the time as a kid. Dad used to feed us liver and kidneys all the time.
Oh well, they make a dish over here with it that's really seasick. It is I with egg and I'm
Hey,
not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of liver.
Simple Joys balut, which I think is spelled Balut, is a duck egg where the chicken is actually formed inside. The chick is
21 days old.
yeah, so you've actually got a half-formed chicken there with a beak and all that shit, and I'm just not prepared to eat that, mate. If I eat a hard-boiled egg, I don't want no crunchy bits.
Well, you're supposed to drink it with Red Horse, so you're not.
I've heard they put vinegar on it. They'll tip vinegar on there.
Mm-hmm. And a little bit of salt. It drives your blood pressure up.
Yeah, I'm not interested, mate. Nah, sorry.
Now, but seasick is good. Where's Larry at? Larry's muted, didn't he? Yeah, Larry must be.
I'm here. I had to let the dog out.
Larry, seasick. You ever eat seasick?
No, I won't eat that.
Good on you, Larry.
Seasick's actually good.
I don't eat balut either.
Good on. See, Larry's a man.
And I don't eat that pork blood, hog blood, gravy.
No.
Filipinos.
I don't do that either. The street part, the congealed blood on the barbecue. No.
No, I've had canine before in Manila accidentally.
Mm-hmm.
A bit rough, Simple Joys. It sounds totally horrible.
Well, if you get to the Philippines and you miss home, come to Baguio, and I can show you where to get real fish and chips.
Yeah, that sounds good, mate.
And real bangers and mash.
Nathan, I ought to time you out for that, Nathan. Oh God, snake with snake blood in whiskey. Oh my God. I'll tell you what, there's some things I'm not going to get used to in the Philippines. And Gene, you're going to have to learn to eat Western food. Get used to eating spaghetti and.
You know what they have over here that's pretty good? It's a seaweed. Have you guys seen that in the market? It looks like little green grapes, like connected to the seaweed, like smaller than grapes.
Well, if you're going down to visit,
they got it in the fish market.
Yeah, I've seen that. But if you're going down to visit Focus, try the jellyfish.
Oh God, Eric. Ed, do you eat any of this? Was Ed gone?
Ed's went to the CR. He's vomiting right now.
I don't blame him, Larry.
Well, I mean, it's. I finally figured when they kill a pig over here, they use everything.
Look, mate, there's this like Havoc was telling me that he was at work one day, and his wife cooked that dried fish.
Oh
and
God!
And they end up having. They had a visit from the police, who went through his house looking for a dead body.
Have you ever smelled dried fish?
No.
Oh God!
No, I don't want to. Actually, they actually went to Havoc's work to make sure that he was alive.
Yeah, hey Thunder, you got to try Din Nu Guan.
Nah, look, I'm not adventurous when it comes to food, I'm afraid.
Okay, well, how can I put this? I eat certain dishes, Philippine dishes my wife makes. Certain ones. Like pork barbecue. I eat the adobo. I eat her she makes this other thing with minced pork. It's kind of like a spaghetti, but it's she calls it menudo.
No, I never heard of that.
Well, it's just like making like meatballs for spaghetti, but then she does. It's not like spaghetti sauce. It's like they're kind of it's like spaghetti to make some kind of tomato sauce, but she adds peas and carrots into it like veggies.
Yep.
It eats it. That's good. I eat chop suey. I eat lechon kawali, which basically is just a crispy pork steak.
That
Um,
sounds good.
They got
uh,
some stuff over here. They take macaroni noodles and they put mayonnaise in it and
oh,
some
macaroni salad.
berries. Oh, the shit is terrible, man. And they think it's so delicious. They serve it at like special occasions. And I tasted it. I told my wife, that's some shit we'd throw out in the U.S.
Yeah, well, that and
I'm like an asshole, but oh
that
man,
and
I didn't like
that and
this
the
stuff at all.
that and the banana spaghetti sauce.
Oh God, no, no. I I'm sorry. I'm just reading the chat here, guys, and the simple Joyce was saying about a TV show which is called "I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here,"
Yeah.
and they make them eat some of the most horrible things, mate. And the simple Joys, there's no way, mate. It is putrid. I couldn't eat it. I mean, I think Joe Rogan used to have a show in the US
Fear
called Fear
factor.
Factor. Yeah, and they did the same shit.
Well, you want
No.
to Joe Rogan's getting ready to come to Australia.
Oh, cool. I know that.
He's well, I can't. Graham will dine me out, but Graham saw everything they cooked for my birthday. So
Yeah, Graham, I'm not gonna, mate. I tell you what,
you know how Graham survived over here?
I'd rather
Sour
fight. I'd rather.
Vegemite.
Yep, that's fine. I would rather fight my way out of a bar full of rugby players than have to eat any of that stuff.
Uh,
And I'll take a few out before they knock me down.
there's a catfish over here I want to try before I leave. My wife says it's really good. They have it alive in a tank in the grocery store. They call it hito. It looks like an eel, but it's actually a catfish. So
And I remember uh, when I first met my wife. The night before I was out drinking. So I was a little hungover, and
A
she's
little?
making something for breakfast. It was because she lives in a fishing town, or she made squid with rice and I think mangoes on the side. And the squid, man, it was leaking that dye into the rice.
oh,
Oh,
they didn't
Like
clean
ink
them.
or something. I was like, man, my stomach's just like going. I feel like I was gonna vomit. I said, I can't eat.
Hey, well, Johnny swears over here he can make gumbo. They've got a crayfish. They got a freshwater crayfish over here. So
Focus gets the ingredients, spices sent over from the US, and he makes gumbo, I think.
but you got to have crayfish and andouille. That's okay.
Do you guys like kini lao?
What the hell? What's
Kini
that?
lao. It's raw fish. They put vinegar on it and lemon, and that's how they cook it. They cook
What's
it.
that stuff? What's that stuff that Quantum he was talking about eating? Simulacr. It's the ant larvae, the termite larvae.
I don't know, man. That sounds like some Thailand shit. They eat bugs.
Yeah.
Like that.
No, actually, no, they do here too because they eat it where my father-in-law's from. Um, but yeah, it's called
It's not around
Simulacr.
here, Jack. There's too much fruit and
Yeah.
stuff for them to eat. I've never seen anybody eating any insects in this
but-
part of the Philippines.
Yeah, but no, they eat bat over here too, Larry. They eat the fruit bat that rains the mango trees.
Oh,
God.
Once you get the outer cover off of it, it looks like chicken.
Mate, the only thing that tastes like chicken that I'm going to ever eat is chicken.
And actually, I kind of like native chicken over the store-bought chicken here.
I mean, even their chickens look like they need a good feed over there.
Well, actually, I like to get the native chicken because the native chicken to me tastes like It tastes the gamey taste like I'm used to eating back in the States, like the wild birds. So, oh, frog legs are awesome, Junior.
I told you, and I'm telling you now, Gene, you're going to have to learn to eat Western food.
Oh no, you can get frog over here.
Oh God, Junior, you're a sick puppy, Junior. You'd eat shit if someone put sugar on it. Simple Joys, Eric is asking, is the native chicken what they call jungle fowl?
It kind of looks like it, but it's actually a domestic chicken, believe it or not. But
Yeah,
it's got
it's not as fat.
I mean, 2 chicken breasts wouldn't make a chicken breast sandwich. That's how lean they are. But it's got a gamey taste to it that I like because I used to duck and goose hunt in America. So that's the kind of taste I like, wild turkey taste. It's got that little touch of gamey taste to it.
Yeah, I don't eat duck or goose.
No,
not my thing.
Come to the States. I'll cook you
Thunder,
up.
how about would you eat turkey eggs?
Turkey eggs, yeah, as long as there's no bloody embryo in there.
Yeah, just like scrambled eggs or fried eggs.
Yeah, of course.
That's what I eat, man. Every morning, turkey eggs.
No, that's fine. I mean, the duck eggs don't really have a problem with it. It's the fact that they got half-formed embryo in there. That's what I don't like, Larry.
Now, the duck over here, I've had the duck, and Johnny and the guys over at Expat had duck. It's like fucking eating a fucking rubber tire. The native duck. But seriously, get to the States, Thunder. I will cook you up a wild snow goose. Roast that sucker. Stuff it with veggies and breadcrumbs.
Mate, after listening to you and Focus, I don't think I'd trust either of you guys to feed me.
Believe it or not, the best tasting duck I've ever had in America was a wood duck. No, hey Junior, they tried it one way, we had it over here one way, and trust me, I've been to China and I've had the duck in China, and it's 100% different. But yeah,
maybe it was a.
But honestly, I can eat venison like you guys eat beef in Australia. So
yeah, I'm not big on anything game wise. For me, I like my pork. I'll eat lamb, beef, chicken, that turkey. That's about it.
What's that other one Johnny said he ate that was good? Mountain lion.
Oh God, no.
Once you get past the cat part of it being a cat.
I heard Joe Rogan talk about eating black bears that have been feeding on blueberries, and he reckons
yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not my thing. Okay. Gene is saying, yeah, it's true. The duck, when you cook, it's like rubber.
No, actually, they do it in China. The way they do it in China, they deep fry the whole duck like Johnny did the turkeys.
Yep.
And it is freaking awesome. But over here, we roasted them. We tried them barbecue. Johnny roasted a couple. We had a couple here, and it was like tasting rubber.
Yeah, nah. I mean, that's the one thing that's a little bit disappointing about the Philippines is that even if they got good beef over there, they don't tend to cook it properly, and it makes it tough.
I got me a meat grinder and a pressure cooker.
Larry,
I put it in the pressure cooker to tender.
Larry, I told you what you need. You need to cut the nuts off the boys.
Yeah. The beef over here is just, it's tough, man.
Yeah. Yep.
Larry, as soon as I can get home, I will find somebody to send you black Angus sperm so you can inject your cows.
Okay.
Yeah, that's possible, Junior.
Hey, don't eat Pizza Hut over here because what they call pepperoni is not pepperoni at Pizza Hut.
Oh God, Jesus.
Why do you
Uh,
think that's why I go to one place, and Graham's been there a couple times. That's why you go there and it's real pizza.
it's amazing. This is what amazes me about the Philippines. I've heard lots of criticism about the pizzas over there, and to be serious, for a minute here, it's not that hard to cook a pizza, really.
Well,
It's not rocket science.
one of the big problems over here is the cheese.
Yes.
Mozzarella cheese. If they have it, it's real expensive, and the restaurants are trying to make a profit, and they'll try to skimp on it or use some other kind of cheese, and then they don't know how to get the dough right. And then for the tomato sauce, they're using ketchup, banana
Oh,
ketchup.
oh God.
Well, this place I took Graham and Johnny and everybody is a place I go to all the time. And they import their pepperoni. They import their ingredients for the dough. They import the cheese. I even think by tasting the crust, they import the water. So, and it's a brick oven pizza. And Graham gets back to us. When Graham gets home, get him to come on. He can vouch for it.
Yeah.
See, over here, Thunder, I don't know what the deal is, but it's all your milks. I mean, they have that milk, ultra pasteurized milk in a box, and then they have
long life milk.
Yeah, it's not like the States, man, where you can walk in there and grab a gallon of milk out of the refrigerator.
Yeah.
You just don't have it.
Well, you can get fresh. We have a dairy up here. I've never been out to it because it's outside the city, coming up the highway, Marcos Highway. Yeah, you go. Graham's vouching for the pizza, but I thought I was a picky eater. That dude's got me beat.
Well, mate, I'd say most Australians would have you beat because a lot of that stuff, and I've seen the small joys before saying, yuck to a lot of that stuff. I guess it comes down to culture, what you're brought up eating. The simple joy is not. Sorry, I got your name wrong, buddy. At the end of the day, it's what you're used to eating, and one thing is here we're used to eating, like I said, chicken, lamb, beef, pork, and we're very spoilt because it's like you guys with your beef. Australians' quality of food here is exceptional. That's why we export to so many countries, and because of we got every climate on earth here in Australia, we can grow everything. So we're very spoilt for food in this country.
Well, there's a couple grocery stores like high end. What is considered high end, what we would consider normal, and but I mean, honestly, it's getting better up here where I'm at because we're getting S&R built. We've got the Roustons Marketplace. So, but the U.S. When I get home, one of the first things I'm ordering is 10 pounds of elk steak and 15, 20 pounds of bison.
Yeah. I mean, I've tried buffalo burgers when I was in Oklahoma. And Gene, Australia has great seafood, so but there's plenty of different foods to eat here, Gene. You like it. It's the fresh veggies and fresh fruits of every kind. Like the simple joys just said, we are very spoiled for food in this country, and unfortunately, I guess we take it for granted. That's the problem, because we don't know any different. It's like the US. One of the best. I mean, I've had some. The beef here is A1, but I will say this: one of the best T-bones I ever had was in Oklahoma at a diner. It was sensational. American beef is fantastic, but same. It's great here, but that's the one thing I did notice. And the other thing is Americans love their fried food, which unfortunately I like a little bit too much as well. But I really loved my time in the US for food. It was brilliant. I can't complain about anything that I ever ate in the US. No,
Just
well,
give me a
it's
good
not.
hoagie.
Yeah, Gene, lots of
Yeah,
vegetables
there you
here.
go. I'm with Junior. Elk and venison.
Yeah, yeah, but if you guys have grown up hunting and eating that food, that's what you're used to. You know,
All I want is a good Italian hoagie.
I might go get one later on,
Hey,
Ed, just to
hey,
aggravate you.
Ed, when you go home, go down to South Street in Philadelphia. Go to Geno's.
Um, Sweet vegetables, and I love salad. I'm not big on cooked veggies, but I love my salads. You know, cucumber, tomato, lettuce, onion, things like that. I could eat salad every day with my food.
Well, I'm doing that now. But
Nah,
over here, I don't know
Junior,
how
put
it
a
is.
hard salami, pastrami, oh, good Italian hoagie. That's
Actually,
all.
Ed, I had a Reuben last week.
I really like it. That's no problem. I want a good Italian hoagie. A real live
No,
Italian hoagie.
no,
No,
I had a real Reuben minus the sauerkraut.
Yeah, simple joys. That's right. We're so spoiled. We do have an amazing variety, and the quality is top notch.
And
And
even
because of the different weathers here, like we have, we got tropical, we got hot, we got cold. We can get everything that can be grown around the world can be grown here, and it pretty well is.
yeah, well, you guys are known now for shipping goats to the Middle East.
Where we ship lamb over there.
Goat, camel.
We ship our beef to Japan. Um, Seafood, like our crayfish, which you call lobster. You know, we have it all. Like I said, very spoiled. Yeah, Gene,
well,
we got lobsters here. We call it crayfish. Um, I'll buy you a whole crayfish. You can sit there and eat the whole lot if you want.
Sanjay, when you come here, how you get your goat home? When you come here, you're taking the goat with you. So you
Hope.
better figure out how to get it home.
Well, I may end up retiring there one day, Ed.
Well,
So
then you have your goat.
uh,
I gotta keep one goat in reserve at all times.
Hey, very nice. Yeah. Now, hey, Thunder, when you were in the States, could you taste the difference between our beef and your beef?
yeah. Good night, Junior. Take care, mate. Um, well, let's see. Not a great deal, really. Like I said, probably one of the best T-bones I had there in the US. But no, not a lot of difference. I think the meat's pretty well on par. Um, I can't complain about any food I had there, Eric. I mean,
I'm just talking like grain fed versus the grass fed you guys do in Australia, because I know you guys don't do grain fed beef a lot.
no, that's not true. We do both, and it's becoming bigger. You know, that
I like
wagyu
a,
beef and all that.
I like Australian beef.
Yeah,
Once you get it, I get it.
it's
I
it's it's on par with American beef anyway.
Well, for 700 pesos a kilo, I'm not eating Australian beef here.
It's not Australian beef, mate. Someone's pulling your leg because we could not get beef at that price. Beef here, is expensive as, mate. So if they're selling beef in the Philippines at 700 pesos,
That's cheap.
It's not real Australian beef, mate.
It
Because
might have been a half a kilo, but I don't know. It was 700 pesos. I will go back and do a video, Thunder, and I will put it up.
yeah, but I could get anything and put Australian beef on there, put a label on it, mate. It doesn't make it Australian beef.
Well, I don't know. Graham was with me. He might be able to tell you more if it looked like Australian beef.
But sure,
Yeah.
it's not Filipino beef.
It's not Filipino beef. I can tell you that right now.
Might from New Zealand.
No.
New Zealand is more known for lamb. You know, New Zealand have really good lamb.
They have a lot of the butter over here is from New Zealand.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
love New Zealand butter.
Yeah, dairy products. They do good cheeses as well. Yeah, exactly.
I got a
Civil
hold
Joy.
of some good Swiss cheese the other day.
You know what?
Good
To
Swiss
me,
cheese. So it was good.
Ed, I love Gouda and Edam cheese. You know, I could
Yeah,
sit
I
there.
love-
I could sit
Yeah, I
there.
love Swiss cheese. Swiss cheese and mozzarella. I love. Well, mozzarella, I can eat mozzarella cheese anytime.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like a good mature cheese, and sit there with something to drink is nice. You know, even some dry crackers with a bit of cheese. I'll sit there and eat all that. Yes, Gene. But you know, I guess it's a culture thing and what you're used to. Obviously, in the Philippines, they're not used to having the fresh milk. They're not used to having dairy products. You know, that's not something they've grown up with. But coming from the US with you guys and me from Australia, as Graham know, dairy products are big here.
My little boy does not like fresh milk. Well, it's not
No,
really fresh milk. You buy it in a box.
Again, they brought up a good point. And we were talking about this around. He's talking about Brahma cattle.
It could be a tough bush bull, mate. You know?
Well, believe it or not, I've said this before. Texas ranchers like them Australian scrub bulls.
I don't know why.
It's the disease resistance.
Okay.
And the disease and parasite resistance.
Yeah, I can understand that, but they're probably not the best eating bulls, mate.
Well, no, you use them to crossbreed into their stock.
Yeah.
So, but
you know, farmers here hate those scrub bulls, mate, because you know it brings down the price of their beef when they get into their cows and that. You know,
yeah,
it's a real pain for those farmers out there.
Mm-hmm. But no, it's something with the disease in Paris. Like I was telling Larry, if Larry gets up to the Maine, up to Batangas area, there's a guy in Batangas, place in Batangas. They're doing the big dairy goats, the Boer goats, and the Angus beef. And if he could get his hands on one of them, or a semen, or an embryo, or something, he could start a good cattle program where he's at. Beef. But over here, everybody boils beef. They don't like roast it or fry it or grill it.
Yeah,
it's boiled. It's boiled into Sinigang bulalo.
I think they do that though because of how tough it is.
Yeah,
Graham. Yeah, Graham. That's one of the things that I hear all the time, is that the Filipinos that they love everything sweet.
Yeah.
And you know, unfortunately, it's probably not a good thing for their health.
Well, me and Larry live on an island of nothing but sugarcane fields. I swear.
Yeah. You know what? You go to a Dunkin' Donuts and you cannot buy a plain donut.
No.
Like in the States.
No, cannot.
They got like a ton of like frosting on it and some cherries.
Kit Kat. They got Kit Kat. Well, actually, I don't do Dunkin' Donuts anymore. I did we used to do Krispy Kreme, and they used to have some wild shit on there. I never understood. They had like shit with Kit Kats in it, cookies, and Oreo cookies stuck on the top.
See, I'm lucky, Eric, that
Krispy Kreme, you just want a plain Krispy Kreme donut that's nice and hot. Oh my goodness!
Yeah, Graham, I think that's why they do it too. But I'm lucky because I don't really have a sweet tooth. I'm more savoury. I prefer savoury things to sweet. So I'm kind of lucky that way. Not that I won't eat sweet stuff, but I'm not big on it. Um, some people, can sit there with a whole block of chocolate and just power through it. I can't do that. I'm more
Mm.
likely I'm more likely to get a mature cheese and some crackers and plow through that.
It's hard to get like icing over here. All the cakes, like birthday cakes and stuff, they got that buttercream frosting, that really light.
Whipped cream.
Yeah, it's real creamy. Not like like in the States, you got those cream horns or like a heavy icing.
Yeah. Well,
You know, they don't have that over
Ed,
here.
I can tell you where to get a plain donut. French baker.
Oh, just go to the bakery. Yeah, the bakery shops you get them, but you can't get them in any donut shops.
No, French baker.
Well, I have bakeries, the bakeries around here. I could get a plain donut, but you can't go to a donut shop to get one. You're not gonna
Uh,
walk. That's what I'm saying. Oh, your
sim-
bakery get them, yeah.
Simple Joys, you are making me hungry, man. Oh God, I feel it. Oh, yum.
But they
Oh,
got some good roasted chicken over here, man. They put
yeah.
they got a chicken quarter on a stick and
Oh,
My wife is at
put
home. My wife
vinegar,
is at the
some
house.
coconut milk or coconut juice, water.
Well,
Dickens,
actually, Thunder, if you like food, you would like Lugal.
I like food, mate, but I'm still fussy about it.
No,
Uh,
Lugal's like it's like a porridge, chicken and rice porridge. They eat it for breakfast.
yeah, I'm not big on porridge, that's for
That's
sure.
what I feed my kid. My baby eats Lugal. That's what I feed the kids. Lugal.
Um,
Tocino's not bad, but some are really sweet compared to others.
no,
But
Dickens cider, I got no idea what you're talking about, man.
What do you write?
If I didn't know better, you're starting to sound like Frank.
oh, don't do that to the poor guy.
Oh, mate, with the shit he says to me, he deserves it.
Man, I tell you, why do you have it out? You have it out on Junior Day. Dickens Cider. What is becoming of you?
$5, that is cheap
What is
as.
becoming of you? You have it out on Junior. You get on poor Junior. You get on poor Dickens Cider. You silenced me out. Now what is with you anymore, Sumner?
Hey,
We're
honey
gonna
bunny,
talk, buddy.
on the shovel.
Yeah, we're. But no, actually, my wife cooks. She makes this thing. I can't eat it, but they put shrimp and crabs and boil it in coconut milk.
I tell you what, Simple Joys, a good butcher is worth his weight in gold, mate. Definitely.
It's a dying trade.
Yeah, $5, mate, for a chicken. That is cheap as.
My wife
Uh,
roasts chickens in her oven. She got the little thing that goes round and round, and she roasts them in the oven.
yeah, I like getting a chicken and you divide it up into pieces, like say do it in quarters and then cook it with apricots, apricot chicken, lovely with a bit of rice, nice.
Chicken curry is good. She cooks that a lot. I love that.
Yeah,
Where I am, it's hard. I'll tell you, where I am, it's hard to get boneless chicken. Like for me to
if,
get to boneless chicken, I got to go an hour away to Cadiz.
You mean chicken breasts? Boneless
Yeah,
chicken
oh
breast?
yeah, boneless chicken breast, and we can't get them here. I got to go all the way to Cadiz to get them. And
Oh
it's
wow!
an hour away. It's an hour away just to get a good boneless boneless meat.
yeah,
Don't
I
why
travel 10
load them
minutes.
in the freezer, man. Put them in your freezer.
Yeah, I tried. She just went last week. She got a bunch of chicken breast, boneless chicken breast. They're in the freezer.
Now you guys are talking about chicken. It makes me want to go to Andox or Chooks to go.
I can't wait till they get the Popeyes over here. They are bringing Popeyes to the Philippines. It'll probably
Kenny
start with Manila, but
Kenny Rogers, Ed. Kenny Rogers.
Popeyes. Popeyes is the
Ken,
best chicken in the world.
Kenny Rogers roasters. They're freaking awesome.
Popeyes. Did you ever taste Popeyes chicken?
I've had churches.
You never had Popeyes? Popeyes is New Orleans style chicken.
I hear about that church's chicken all the time.
Yeah, that's from like the Oklahoma West area, but we had one in Kuwait. Church's chicken. It was pretty decent, but Popeye's chicken was too spicy for me.
Well, you get it unspiced. You get Popeyes. You get the non-spicy, but the
I like
spicy is
that
delicious.
fried okra from Churches. Pretty good.
No, you got to come to Luzon and try the side dishes at Kenny Rogers. They are freaking awesome.
Hey, any of you guys in the chat, check out Dick and Sider's Media Circus, Dick and Sider's Circus, Cartoon Circus. Got some funny shit on there.
He'll make you famous.
Don't say that because it's more infamous.
Frank was giving him some free advertising the other day.
Frank always gives him free advertising.
This guy makes some damn cartoons about me.
How you doing,
There's nothing better to do.
But yeah, the Simple Joys. Yeah, check out Dick and Sider's Cartoon Circus. Is always good for a bit of a laugh. Check it in the mail.
No,
actually, while we're here, check out Expat Prepper too. Larry, he lives in the Philippines. He's got a farm there with his wife and his son. He puts up a few videos. Always interesting to see what it's like starting up and running your own farm in the Philippines. That's Expat Prepper there. That's Larry, who's on the panel at the moment with the Mali picture there for his icon. He's got some good stuff on his channel as well.
I'm going to drop a link over here. It's not mine because I don't have not much on there because I've been busy. That link there is for Expat TV. If you're coming to the Philippines, check it out.
I'm pretty sure the Simple Joys. You can correct me, Simple Joys, if I'm wrong here, but I'm pretty sure you're married to a Filipina. Is that right? Oh no!
Hey, you know what? Thank God, Thunder. This panel, we're all married except you.
Oh yeah, I know. As well, guys, the Simple Joys. He puts out some videos. He also does, and he's got a lot of American viewers. He does a trivia night. So, if you're interested in trivia and everyone have a bit of fun, go check him out. I've subbed if I'm ever around when he does one of his trivia nights. I definitely want to join in on that because I love the trivia. So, again, don't be shy, guys.
Oh wow, he's on.
And I was saying earlier, his last one was based on US sports. So you guys would you'd be right down your alley.
I've been away too long. Oh.
Dick and Cider, you're going to end up with Junior out in the box, mate. Oh, okay. So you're not married to a Filipino, okay. There's a common mistake as I visit a lot of Filipino channels. I like their respect, manners, and friendliness. Well, you're definitely right there. I've from what I've seen, what they call Thailand, the land of smiles. Well, I think they don't deserve that title anymore. I think the Philippines really is the land of smiles. I think Filipino people are friendlier than Thai people, from what I've seen anyway. The Thais these days are very money orientated. I don't think they show their emotions as well as the Filipinos do.
And this is one of the few Asian countries where they actually teach English from elementary school on up.
it's easier probably to get around here.
Okay, Graham. Good night, mate. You take it easy, and I'm sure you're not going back to bed to sleep. That's for sure. So don't. No one be fooled by that one.
It's actually chilly tonight. It's about 12 degrees here.
Well, that's a great night to cuddle up, mate.
Yeah, well,
We lost Ed, did we?
yeah.
He always disappears without saying goodbye.
And actually, you're going to lose me because I got things to do tomorrow.
Yeah, no worries, buddy.
I don't want to be accused of not having a life and sitting on YouTube for 8 hours.
No worries. Thanks for coming on anyway, Eric.
Hey, no problem. We'll have to do this on my channel sometime once I slow down.
Yeah, look, anytime, mate.
Yeah,
Yep, later.
All right, later, mate.
Later.
Well, that leaves the night owls. Larry and myself still here.
So, Thunder, are you a fan of talk radio?
Yeah, I'll tell you what I like listening to, and you probably, being American, would know this one, Coast to Coast.
Oh man, I listened to that for 20 years. I worked midnight shift, and yep, Art Bell, and then George Norrie took it over after Art.
Well, Art Bell passed away a few years ago. Just a sad thing, but yeah, George Norrie. I like listening to Coast. They have some pretty out there stuff on there. It's always interesting.
You know, George Norrie. My wife, when she was in the States for 10 years, and she worked for a cardiologist, and George Norrie's mother was one of the patients there.
Oh,
she got me an autographed picture.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's funny because, yeah, no worries. Simple joys. Thank you. This is what I heard, and you know, I guess things can always get it misconstrued. But I heard George Norrie and Art Bell weren't always on the friendliest of terms, weren't always agreeable with each other.
Yeah, I heard that also.
Yeah, but I like the show. You know, it's that they have some weird and interesting things on there, so it always piques my interest.
I used to get tired of, he would have Major Ed Danes, the remote viewer. He used to say he would predict all this stuff was going to come true in the future, and it would never happen.
Yeah. I mean, look, they have some out there stuff, but now and again, they do have some very interesting things. I mean, I've listened to, what was it? They did quite a few shows on the Skinwalkers. I don't know if you've heard that one and things like that.
The Skinwalkers, I don't think so.
Yeah, it's an Indian legend where they had certain tribes that had someone in their tribe that they called a skinwalker, where these guys could change shape into animals and, you know, into different creatures.
Shape shifters. Yeah.
But they called them skinwalkers.
Yeah.
It's just an Indian legend type thing. So that's all.
Welcome
back, Gene.
Did you hear that? I think it was called Rescue 411 about all the people disappearing without a trace.
Well,
in, state parks and national forests.
Yes, I've seen that one where they talked about how many people have just disappeared completely in the state parks and that there. I did hear that one, yeah.
Oh, that was so spooky. They said the one case, those two dudes were jogging in a state park, and his buddy was right behind him, man.
Yes.
Like 20 feet behind him, and he turned around and he's just gone. And there was like nobody was around. It was that was really spooky when he was doing that.
I remember that one. That was a weird one because they were right there together, sort of thing. And I guess the bit that got me was, as you know, some of these people were just never found.
Yeah.
You know, nothing, no trace of them at all.
Yeah.
it is kind of spooky. And
The
the
little
one,
kid that disappeared from that farmhouse. I mean, the dog was out in the yard. The woman's looking out the window. She could see anything coming to her house because she lived like in on a farm. And, she to approach the house, she could see like across the fields, and the dog was even in the yard, man. And she was watching the kid out the front window, and she went to the kitchen to get a glass of water and come back, and the kid was gone. The dog never barked. Yep.
yeah, that's some weird shit. But they've had some great shows. It's like I've actually, one of my favorite radio stations, and this was from when I was in Oklahoma, was KMOD with Phil and Brent. I used to love that. It's one of the best radio uh, shows that ever grace the airwaves. And when I was a kid, you remember this, Casey Kasem's Top 100
Oh yeah.
or Top 40 or something like that, Top 100. I used to love Casey Kasem, mate. Sit there with my little tranny radio in bed, fucking listening to him. I used to love it, man.
Keep reaching for the stars, but keep your feet on the ground, or some shit.
Yeah, I used to love Casey Kasem, and like these days it's coast to coast. They put a lot of the excerpts from the shows here on YouTube, so I'll have a listen to that. But definitely, as far as talkback radio goes, I love that one.
Yeah, well, how old are you, if you don't mind saying?
56.
Okay, well, I'm 55, so yeah, we grew up in the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So, but so yeah, a lot of that stuff, like the Casey Kasem and all that you would have grown up with the same shit about the same time as I did. And
You remember when that stupid show with David Carradine, Kung Fu, came on TV?
yeah, I used to watch it
remember
all the
going
time.
to school the next day, and everybody was pretending like they knew Kung Fu.
Yep. I mean, you got to remember in Australia here, especially the late 60s and through the 70s, most of our TV shows were the American TV shows. We were pretty well getting everything you guys were getting. The old Gilligan's Island and Hogan's Heroes and Brady Bunch, all those.
Shit, there's that's before cable. It was just what, 3 channels, and then you had UHF channels, like channel 50 or whatever you guys had there.
Yeah, we had, what was it, 7, 9, and 10, and then you had Channel 2, which was like the ABC, the government broadcaster, and then later on they brought in SBS, which was like a multicultural channel.
Now, do you remember? I can remember when they didn't even have 24-hour TV.
It used to close at midnight.
Yeah,
I remember that. The only thing that I dislike, and this comes from America, is that it gets to a certain time at night here, and then all they put in is those shopping channels, and that annoys the shit out of me.
Yeah, the British. They'll have some British guy on there.
Yeah. I just don't like they overdo it with these shopping channels, and the problem is over here that just about every channel will have it on there. Yeah, Evil Knievel, Chips, the $6 Million Man, and then there was the Bionic Woman, Lindsay Wagner, I think. All those shows. Dick and Cider, we used to run around as kids going making out with the $6 Million Man.
Yeah, that was quite a show, man. When that first came on, I mean,
Lee Majors, and famous for being married to what's her name, the blonde Farrah Fawcett Majors. Yeah. Charlie's Angels.
Remember Gunsmoke?
Yeah, Marshall Dillon.
Yeah, they said that guy Festus, he put a marble in his shoe, so he'd never forget to limp.
Ah, okay.
The
I used to.
deputy-
Do you remember Chuck Connors, the rifleman?
Yeah.
Rawhide with Clint Eastwood, Rowdy Yates, and the big was it the Big Valley, Bonanza, all those shows. Just a lover, man. Uh, the days of Saturday afternoons, they would either be Elvis Presley movies, uh, Dean Martin, Jerry Lewis, or John Wayne westerns.
How about you remember The Streets of San Francisco? A Quinn
Yeah,
Martin production.
Michael Douglas and I can't think of the other guy's name. Carl Malden, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Beretta, Kojak.
Yeah, I remember Kojak. Well, Telly Savalas.
Yeah, that's it. Always got the chopper chop in his mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember all those shows.
Yeah,
But,
things were simple back then. Now these shows seems like they all have an agenda.
yeah, it's definitely not the same. The a lot of things like the shows that we used to watch where we grew up, they wouldn't show you everything. A lot of it was implied. Nowadays, they have to show you all the violence and all the gory bits. And I think sometimes when it's implied, it's more intriguing. It gets your imagination working more. But they've taken that away now, and rather than you use your imagination, they're just showing you all the blood and guts, and it's a bit of a shame that they went that way.
Yeah. You remember what was that show? Jackie Gleason, the Honeymooners.
One of these days, Alice. One of these days.
He
Ow,
threatened
right in the kisser.
Jack's wife. That would never go over nowadays.
Pow! Right in the kisser.
Yeah.
What's the other one? Martin, your mental case.
Oh, I really liked that show.
I remember they did a cartoon with two mouse families based on the Honeymooners as well.
Wow. Yeah, it was different days back then.
It was, and I used to love a lot of those TV shows. I mean, they repeat them over and over again here still. Some of them are just timeless. Just shows like Hogan's Heroes. I can remember, like 5:30 every night. You'd have shows like it'd be either Hogan's Heroes or Gilligan's Island or Get Smart. Those sort of shows.
I remember when I was 7 or 8. I saved up my money, and they were advertising in the back of this comic book. They were advertising this nuclear submarine.
Yes, I remember that.
I ordered that.
I wanted to. What did you get?
It was just a box, like a cardboard deal. But I remember my pop was telling me, "Oh, this is a bunch of bullshit," and I was like, "I want to order it, Dad." So they let me order it. When it came, it was ridiculous. I think it was like $7.
They used to have that on the back of comics and all the toy soldiers and shit like that. And,
yeah, remember that.
Simple Joys, Love Thy Neighbor. They would never allow a show on here like that now. It was so racist. That would never ever be allowed anymore.
What was that show about?
Which one?
Love Thy Neighbor.
It was about a white couple living next door to a black couple, and the white guy was so racist, man, and he used to call his neighbor Nignog and shit like that, and
It sounds like All in the Family with Archie Bunker.
Yeah, it was just so totally politically incorrect, but it was a hugely successful and funny show, but you just would not be allowed to do anything like that anymore, you know?
Yeah. People are very sensitive nowadays.
The toy soldiers were a rip-off. They were flat. Dick Insider must have got burned by that one.
Yeah. Remember, my buddy down the street ordered the Amazing Seahorses.
They're just baby shrimp.
Yeah.
Yeah, over here they called them sea monkeys.
Yeah, maybe that's the name of them, sea monkeys.
Yeah, not Night Night. It was bloody Nignog. Nathan, it was hilarious. Yeah, I referred to him as a monkey.
Remember the knife they used to advertise? Buy one, get a second one for 1 cent.
No, I never remember the knife.
I think they stopped them. They don't put that crap in comic books anymore.
Nah, but it used to be on the back page of all of them. Buy a locker full of toy soldiers. Have your own submarine. I wanted the submarine one really badly too, but I'm glad I didn't get it now.
What else? I ordered another submarine, a toy one. It was on a cereal box, and I think the thing, you put baking soda in it, and it would dive down, and then little bubbles would come out, then it would come back to the surface.
Yeah, Dick and Snyder. I remember the X-ray glasses. I would hate to think what they were like. It sounds like you're playing with a cardboard submarine now, Larry.
It's moving the laptop around.
Yeah, some of the stuff, I mean, it was, what can I say? It's a much more simpler life when we were growing up, Larry, you know? Life was
Yeah.
so much more simple. You didn't have, computers. You weren't stuck inside with a phone or a tablet in your face. You were outside making your own fun. You're out riding your bike or kicking a ball around with your mates, and much, much better. Unfortunately, I mean, technology is great, but I tell you what, technologies have their evils as well. It's as much good as it's done, it's also done a lot of bad stuff as well.
Yeah, I remember as a kid, we were playing ice hockey. After school, they had ice ponds. The fire department would, fill up with the fire hose, and it would freeze. And then there was a creek, that was not too far from my house. And we'd take our skates down there and skate on the creek.
Look at Dick Insider said the itching powder was probably fiberglass dust. It probably was, mate. They wouldn't have given us shit back then. Yeah, Tony, the Benny Hill show definitely, and so sexist. Definitely wouldn't get that sort of comedy anymore. It's a shame. I understand that how bad the racist thing is, and I don't agree with that at all. But I think at some stage we've all got to be able to laugh at ourselves, and yeah, you'll never see that sort of thing again on TV. I can remember, and Larry will remember this one. Tony's probably hitting up our age group too, so he'll probably remember. Maybe not, but Dick and Cider will. The black and white minstrels. Do you remember the black and white minstrel show?
I seen like documentaries on it.
Yeah,
but I don't remember watching it. Maybe a Shirley Temple movie or something. They had something like that on it. Maybe I think I remember. The black guy had his face painted.
Oh, look at this. I convinced my neighbor that I bought an X-ray telescope from those comics. It was an empty pen case I made. Laughed my ass off. The girl next door was so worried, and the boys were jealous. Dean Martin show was totally sick. Yeah, look, I can remember that one too. That was cool. And I used to love Dean Martin, Jerry Lewis, Abbott, and Costello. I grew up with all their movies. It's fantastic. I don't know if many people know this. At one time, Jerry Lewis, with the old, they used to have the old Western shoots with the 6-shooter. Jerry Lewis at one time was the world record holder for the fastest draw in the world.
Oh, I never heard that. Wow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Simple Joys. It was more naive, and I think life was more simple, less pressure on kids, and you know, in my honest opinion, my own personal opinion, uh, it was a better time for kids. I think. These days we put so much pressure on them, and like I said, these days with tablets and phones and bloody computers, games, and all the rest of it, kids tend to spend too much time inside. Uh,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, okay. Nathan remembers the black and white minstrel show and Sonny and Cher. I can always remember Sonny and Cher as well. That was pretty big over here for a while.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, TV now seems to have gone for this. Like what do they call these shows? Like The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, and the one where they stick them on an island, and you know, I don't know.
I don't even watch that shit anymore.
Yeah, yeah, the Big Brother and all that. I mean, it was entertaining for a season or two, but it just got old really quickly. I'm not much into that shit. To be honest, I don't watch a lot of TV. Gomer, mate, who could forget Gomer Pyle? Golly.
Yeah. Sergeant Carter.
Yeah, yep. But Jim Neighbours was a great singer, mate, and a really nice guy as well. I've watched some documentaries on him. I bet a lot of people were surprised when they found out he was gay, and but I loved Gomer Pyle. What was it, Gomer Pyle, USMC?
Yeah.
Still love that. And like I said, Sergeant Carter always the goodies, yeah, and Monkey. I had a Jerry Lewis record called The Noisy Eater. I'd never heard of that one, Simple Joys. Never. Uh, yeah, Tony, kids used to be kids outside. If I was inside, I was very sick or it was raining, cats and dogs. Pretty well the same, mate. In fact, if I wanted to sit inside, uh, my dad would have been telling us to get outside anyway.
I
So,
wonder why they did away with. You remember the banana seat on the bikes?
yep, I had one.
They don't have those anymore. I wonder if it's
Uh,
a safety issue or something. They used to put feathers on bikes, and you had a banana seat. You could ride somebody, on the back. And
yep. I remember all them. I had one like myself. Sergeant Carter always just about to blow off a gasket. Yeah. Oh, here's another one. Then McHale's Navy. It's like
yeah,
that one too. I mean, that was a day. I mean, English had the English style of comedy, and but that 70 periods for me in Australia, it was definitely all the American shows that we were seeing the most of, and uh, I mean that was it Erwin Schwartz or someone like that. Um, I think just come trying to think the name was bringing out all those comedies at the time, and then you had stuff like Good Times with JJ and Kid Dynamite.
yeah.
Um, yeah, if you get an original Dragster Simple Joys, hard to find now, but things definitely changed. I mean, at one time it was after the Dragster period, everyone wanted a 10-speed racer. Now you got races with 23 speeds or more, and um, you know, it's the era. Well, I don't know what's fashion these days, but as I got older, it started to be the BMX bikes. Everyone wanted a BMX bike.
It seemed like, I don't know how it was in Australia, but back in the States, the police department or the cops, it seemed like they were really strict, man. If they seen you riding your mini bike, they would impound it, or if somebody had a moped, they were really strict. But nowadays, I don't think they're like that anymore.
Yeah, here the same. You couldn't just ride your mini bikes or dirt bikes on the street. They would nab you for that, definitely. Um, if it's not registered for the road and you're underage, mate, they don't want you out there.
I remember, when we were kids, my buddy had a go-kart, and we had it it was like on a Sunday. The business was closed. It was like I think it was a shopping center, a grocery store. And they had a big, huge parking lot, and we're 10, 12 years old, and we're having a blast with that go-kart, in the parking lot, and the cops came, and they ended up taking my buddy's go-kart, and yeah.
Yeah, Simple Joys. I had one of those 3-speed on the frame there in front of you with a T shifter. The bike.
We used to have a Texaco gas station, and they had a garage and everything, where they fixed cars. And me and my buddies, we'd ride our 20-inch bikes over the hose, to make the bell ring. And the old man would come out of the owner would come out of the gas station chasing us.
Joe, we used to. A mate of mine had I remember for Christmas one year, he got this YZ80E, and we used to go up to this place. It was called the seminary. It was where the Catholic priest would go to learn to be priest. And next door, they had this big, huge block of land that you could go and ride your motorbikes on. But part of it was owned by this old lady who lived in this really old house. And we would ride the YZ around on this block of land. But if you went onto her part of the property, the old bag would come out with an air rifle with salt pellets in it and take shots at you.
No kidding.
No kidding, mate. She was
Wow.
a crabby old thing. And tell you what, mate, if you're wearing a t-shirt and because as you're riding around, the t-shirt will fly up, mate. If she got you in the ribs or in the back, tell you, the salt pellets bloody hurt.
Wow.
It was always a good laugh. Yeah, the YZ80, that was fantastic. Simple Joys. There was a YZ80E. I remember he got it for Christmas one year, and then as we got older, I had a couple of mates that rode motocross, and I remember one of them had the old Honda 125 Elsinore, and but that's back in the days, you had Husqvarnas and Montesas and all that sort of shit. Real early days of the motocross. It was all good fun.
I remember I think it was Halloween or the night before Halloween. I think I was about 10 years old. I was out with my buddies, and we decided to, my buddy had a firecracker, and he lit it and threw it inside a bowling alley. And we took off running, and the manager, he was this old guy. The guy must have been 70 years old. He was an old Italian guy. Man, he started chasing us, and we couldn't reach the guy. He was like, just like 2 inches from grabbing the back of our jackets, and we were running like 2 blocks, and this guy's like keeping up with us. I thought I was in trouble then.
Yeah, I'm just reading here. Back in the day, Simple Joys, we all had air rifles, I think. It was back in the days when it wasn't a big deal. Now you can't even have an air rifle without a proper gun license, and it's just bullshit.
Oh, the cops pull up and point their guns at you, thinking it was a real gun.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, back in the day, lots of us kids had the air rifles, mate, and shooting them in the backyard and that. But Yeah. See, a little bit different to the US as well here. I don't know what it was like back in the 70s for you guys, but there's no way that, cops would have pulled a gun out on a kid with an air rifle, that's for sure. But,
Yeah,
we talked about this the other day, um, I mean, I appreciate your Second Amendment, and I like guns myself, but you know, America has the United States has a big issue with. They have a terrible gun problem, and I really don't know how they're ever going to sort it out. But there's definitely an issue over there with the guns. That's uh, and I don't have a problem with guns. I like guns myself, and I know it's. But the biggest cop out that, and I know I've used this myself, is guns don't kill people. People kill people. But it's so much easier if you've got a gun to do it. But I don't know what the answer is. I think at some stage the legislation over there has to be looked at, and I don't think you're never going to be able to ban them because of the Second Amendment. But I- I think you might have to toughen it up to make it harder for some people to get guns, because at the moment I don't know if they check people to see if they have mental issues before they go out and buy a gun. Yeah, you know more about it than I would, though, Larry.
yeah. Well, all I can say is, where I fill out the form in the state of Michigan, you have to fill a questionnaire, before they do the background check. I think it's been a while. I think they ask you if you're addicted to drugs, or if you ever have used drugs, if you ever had them.
Yeah, but what are you're gonna answer? No.
Yeah, if you ever were confined to a mental institution, there's like, I don't know, 25 questions.
Yeah, but like the questions, unless they check up on it, mean nothing, because if I had this answer, if any of those questions were true, I'm not going to answer yes to them. I'm going to put no to all of them.
Yeah, but
You know?
what they do, they make a phone call to the feds, and then they run your name
Yeah,
to the ATF, I believe.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know what the answer to it, or I definitely don't have an answer to it. But you have to, I guess you probably agree with me that there is an issue over there at the moment with it all.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which is it's a shame, because shit like that spoils it for everyone else.
Yep.
It's a shame. But what can you do, mate? As I said, I don't have an answer for it. I don't think anyone over there has an answer for it. Yeah, true. Simple joy. It does have to be enforced, but we're talking about a country with what is it, over probably 300 million people these days. And the police are pretty well struggling as it is. I mean, it's not just that everyday civilians get shot. Police are getting shot as well. I think it happened here in Australia just tonight. I think I was listening to the news about 2 police officers being shot. It's crazy, and for that to happen in Australia, where we have really tight gun laws, it's crazy. Yeah. But like I said, I don't have an answer for it. So I said it was much more simpler in my day, when as kids we could run around with slug guns, or what you guys called air rifles. We used to call them slug guns, and it was no big deal. Um, and I'm sure back when you were a kid, Larry, there wasn't the same problems that exist today.
Yeah. I can remember I stayed after school to work on a project when I was in 8th grade. Geez, what year was that? 78, 77 or something. And I was in the metal shop, And I remember a kid a year older than me, in the next, I think he was in ninth grade. He brought a gun barrel in. He had a kit for a muzzle loader, and these kits you buy, and you have to, you might file them a little bit, and then you got to glue them yourself in the gun bluing and finish the stock yourself. Anyways, he had this gun barrel, and the teacher was helping him, file it and work on it right at the junior high school.
Jeez.
And I thought, nowadays, man, if he brought that gun barrel near the school, they'd have the cops over there. But it was
Shit.
a different deal then.
No, because back then, mate, you didn't have kids going to school with guns and shooting people.
Yeah.
I think it's one thing to criminals in the act of a crime shooting somebody, or this gang warfare, and they shoot each other. It's a totally new and outrageous situation when you have kids going to schools and shooting kids.
Yeah.
It I can't help feeling that it's a bit of indictment on the US at the moment, with that sort of shit going on. And but like I said, you're probably the same boat that I'm in, Larry. You like guns and enjoy having them, and probably neither of us have an answer to the problem.
Yeah, it's I don't see things getting any better. I don't know what the answer is.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it will ever get better, or it may not. I don't want to. I couldn't even predict how that's going to go. But it's just, I guess, an indictment on society these days that it even happens at all. I'm not sure what it's like in the Philippines. Probably a good time to ask.
It's a gun ban right now.
Yeah, but do they have many gun crimes?
Well, before the elections and a couple months after the elections, they have like a blackout time for any guns. You can't bring them out of your house. And I think they're even strict with the cops. They make them count every bullet they're issued. And
That's funny, Ganty. Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you, Simple Joys. I think the NRA, I mean, they do a job for the people there, but at the same time, I think, things won't get better while they're around, and that they're probably one of the most powerful organizations in the USA, and the fact that they have the Second Amendment to fall back on, they're pretty well untouchable. You're not going to get much change with them around. Yeah.
oh, man.
But like I said, it's always a few people that ruin it for everyone else. I mean, for us, that guy was a guy called Martin Bryant, who in Tasmania shot a whole heap of people. But again, that was very suspect. The guy, get this, Larry, the guy was mentally unstable, slightly retarded, but yeah, he was able to run around and kill, I think, over 20 odd people.
Was he part of the YouTube blogging community?
No. This was before the days of YouTube,
oh,
mate.
Okay. I was just going to say he might fit right in.
Yeah. But we got a guy here who's a lieutenant colonel in the Australian Army, and he was considered to be one of the top 5 snipers in the world. And he did an article on Martin Bryant, and he looked at the kills, where they were shot, and how the guy was shooting from witnesses. And the guy was shooting from the hip most of the time. And this sniper said that, this guy's not like top 5 sniper in the world at the time. said that he could not have shot with the accuracy that this retarded kid with a rifle did.
Wow.
Now, for someone to say that, you got to wonder what really did happen that day, you know.
Yeah.
And the thing is, this is another really strange thing. They locked the kid up straight away, and he was only a kid, really. And not once have the media ever been allowed to go near him, ever. In fact, he never got a fair trial, and he was just thrown in jail. And then they used that as an excuse to crack down on the guns here in Australia.
What would have happened if you guys would have balked? You know, if they would have said no, you know, if people didn't agree to it.
They had no comeback. See, you guys would be in the same boat as we are, except for you have it built into your constitution. The Second Amendment protects you, so you can always have some group like the NRA go to court and have any thing thrown out and have your rights protected. But we've got nothing built like that into any our documents, so we didn't have the same protection you did. Just reading Jason Michael, I just stepped in. It's never going to change, Thunder, as long as the video games raise people's kids. No one wants to talk about that in the news. I think you're right.
And also the psychotropic medications that these shooters have been on, and most of them haven't had a male or a strong male influence on their life.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, I think there's more issues involved, Larry. There's so many different things that probably, you know, I mean, let's face it, doctors, whether in America, Australia, or Europe, or the UK, doctors over-medicate. They overprescribe all the time.
But, you know, look at in the 60s, okay, they used to give people, or in their late 60s, early 70s, they gave people Quaaludes. Remember, they were handing them out like candy, and they were also giving people diet pills. It was speed. It was like meth.
Yeah.
It was similar to meth.
Yeah. Well, how many
amphetamines?
Kids, you know,
They look back at it, they're horrified about what they did. You know, nowadays, if they look back at what they did, okay, who knows how in the future they're going to look back at these psychotropic meds.
Well, yeah,
You know?
every kid that was behaving badly, and was usually due to poor parenting, they said they were ADD, you know, attention deficit disorder, and every kid was thrown onto speed. I mean, the problem was these kids didn't have no disorders. It was just most of the times it was just the parents didn't have control of the kids, you know.
Yeah. You know, if you don't discipline your kid, I'm not saying, you know, beat the hell out of your kid, but you know, you shouldn't have to spank a kid
That's
after
right.
what, age 6?
Yeah.
You know, if you get them under control before that time,
Exactly.
otherwise the kid's going to be throwing tantrums, and
Yep.
them tantrums are going to continue into, you know, his teen years.
Yeah, Jason, exactly. They are. You know, they just throw that shit down their throat like it's like a lolly. And Larry's right. You get control of your kid at an early age. And you know, I was never one to smack my son, but Larry, what we did is we used the timeout method. And then as he got a little bit older, we used, like, he loves his computer games and Xbox and PlayStation. And so, you know, his punishment was, well, no Xbox, no PlayStation, no computer, you know. And that used to hurt him more than a smack would ever hurt any kid, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true. Simple joys. Unfortunately, these pharmaceutical companies get hold of the doctors, and you know, there's a kickback for it. It's a shame. I mean, let's face it. I think the pharmaceutical companies are the public's worst enemy, really.
Are they coming down on pain medication in Australia like they are in the States?
Yeah. Well, they're the attitude here is changing towards it, and because doctors were over prescribing, and unfortunately, you would have drug addicts getting hold of that shit, and um, but yeah, they are coming down on it harder and harder. Um, I mean, some of that stuff is just little more than watered down morphine in some cases. It's pretty crazy, really.
Yes, some of it's stronger than morphine.
Like what is it? Is it oxycodone or something like that, or
Hydrocodone, I think.
oxymox and something? I don't
A lot.
know. Yeah, it's pretty well just a watered down morphine.
Well, fentanyl, that's stronger than morphine. I mean, that's what they give the troops on the battlefield.
Yeah, and you can understand though when it's been shot and you got a battlefield injury, you can definitely understand those things. But for general public, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, doctors tend to overprescribe it, and like the guys were saying in the chat, you go in there into a doctor's office, and these guys are all their little bits of equipment in their office are all given to them by the sales rep for these pharmaceutical companies. And let's face it, it's more profitable for a pharmaceutical company to give you medication for something for the rest of your life rather than actually give you a cure.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's what bothers me, because how many things could they really cure that they don't want to cure because they can make a fortune off of supplying you those drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jason, I'll just read this out to you, Larry. Pain medication is a double-edged sword. It helps, but then there's a point where the negatives are worse than the benefits. Yeah, and one of those negatives is addiction. How many people get addicted to these pain meds? It's definitely a double-edged sword. And as well as addiction, then you got uh, things like liver and you know your, your organ failure due to what some of these medications do to you, or in some cases they'll give you ulcers, and they'll eat you from the inside out. It's just yeah. Again, it's one of those things, Larry. I don't know if there's an answer for it or what the answer is.
Yeah, you don't want to see people suffering, but on the other hand, if you're on like oxycodone or oxycontin for, like 2 months, a month and a half, 2 months, you're definitely going to be addicted to it. I don't care if you're the Pope. It's going to get a hold of you.
Did you see what Dick Insider wrote?
Yeah.
Bad stuff. Send me yours and I'll dispose of it. Oh, Dick Insider, that's hilarious. Yeah. I mean, and we laugh and joke about it, but it is a serious issue in society, and that I don't know about you, Larry, but to me these days I look at it, and it's about one of the worst things about society is we're always looking for a quick fix.
Yeah.
If we can take a tablet and it's all better, take it. personally, I don't even like taking tablets for headaches. I very rarely take anything, and I think I'm better off for it.
I'm taking blood pressure medicine.
Mhm. Yeah, that's a different case altogether. Like if you're taking that's something that you need to do. I mean, that's goes without saying. Blood pressure's a bloody dangerous thing to be messing with, and if you've got high blood pressure and you need to take something to take it down, that's a whole different issue to say pain management.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, there's BK.
Oh no, where's the trouble? Hey BK, how you doing, brother? Hope you're doing good, mate.
You got BK. Come on the panel.
Jason, you're right. It can make quality of life better when you're in pain, but there's got to be a cutoff point there at some stage where you know where the medication is doing you worse than doing more to hurt you than it is to help you.
My mom and my wife, they both work for doctors, and this one doctor that they work for, he's a friend of the family. He said that a lot of times they'll do, like, if people are in like a nursing home, and they're not getting any better. He didn't say he did it, but he says it goes on where they do like a mercy killing.
Oh God, yeah.
What they do, they turn the morphine up. Okay, they give them a ton of morphine, and then they turn the fluids down. Like the saline, and
Yep.
that makes it go right away.
Yeah. I mean, again, that's one of those topics it's really hard, because when you have someone that's got terminal cancer and they're in massive pain, I honestly, I feel for those people. Why prolonging their life is you're prolonging their suffering.
Yeah.
I think if you've got to the point where you've got a terminal illness and you're in, you know, incredible pain every day and your quality of life has disappeared, I think you should have the right to tell your doctor, like, I've had enough, I can't deal with this, let me go, sort of thing. I think the only issue with that I've always worried about, and it's always been in the back of my mind, and I'm definitely for helping these people, but the abuse. Do you suddenly get doctors or nursing homes taking the easy way out and doing the wrong thing with it? You know what I mean? Because, like we know, everything's up for abuse. It's such a touchy subject, and you got to be so careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of these places, they get those old people, that are out of their mind, suffering from dementia. They dope them up, to keep them quiet. So they'll just sit in a chair all day and stare at the TV.
Yeah.
So they deal with them.
Yep.
Sad, but that's what goes on.
Yep. I think, dementia would have to be one of the most horrible ways to go when you not even remember your family and that. It is a tough topic. Simple joys, it really is. And yeah, I mean, I'd hate to be a lawmaker on all of that. So, yeah, it's a hot topic. What's we got from Jason here? You're right, Thunder and doctors feel like they can give you somebody a tablet and makes them feel. It is, and in other cases, Jason, there could be other underlying issues there, but it's just easier for the doctor to throw some pills at you. Um, you know, um, again, it's a hard one. It really is.
Well,
Yeah, simple choice. I think I think you should. I'm just saying that there's lots of issues to look at because it can be abused. I don't know what Larry thinks. Can you want to address what Simple Joys just said?
um, yeah, it is tough. It's a tough decision. Hey, I'm falling asleep here. I'm gonna have to bow out.
Yeah, no
Um,
worries. Thanks for coming on, Larry.
maybe we get Big Kev on.
Yeah, anyone's welcome on. But thanks for coming on, mate. You're always welcome. You know that.
Yeah, I appreciate it, and uh, hopefully you didn't get sore at me
No,
about my
no, no,
prong collar.
no. Look, Larry. Between us, I'm always going to give you my honest
I know.
opinion.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
but
I
we can.
wouldn't respect you if you didn't.
Yeah, and I think one of the
Anyway.
great things between us, we can always agree to disagree, but
Oh yeah, definitely.
we don't get sore about it, mate. Well, go snuggle up to your wife, mate, and you have a good one.
Okay, thanks, man. You have a good evening.
You too, Larry. Take care, mate. Any of you guys in the chat, you want to come on? I can put the link in there for you if you just want to come on and have a chat. Computer's getting a bit hot here, so I'm not sure how long it will last before it'll shut down on me, the bloody thing. Tomorrow I'm going to definitely go get a can of air and clean out the fan and this and see if that'll help it. But it's not too bad. But it may shut down at some stage. But anyone wants to come on, just let me know and I'll put the link in for you. If not, all good. I can just address you guys in the chat. I'm good for a little bit longer. But it's good to see some of you guys and but at the same time, if you've had enough, guys, we can always close it up and pop back another day. Either or. We've probably been going 3 hours, just over 3 hours. So yeah, I know, Jason. It would be. Yeah, no worries. Simple joys, no problem, mate. Yeah, Jason. I know it definitely would not a good time to be a doctor, but um, sometimes I wonder though whether there was a time when doctors took up the profession because of they had this need to help people. Nowadays, you guys may or may not agree with me. I think there's a lot of guys that take up the profession of being a doctor for the money. I think maybe money's played a bigger part on why they take it up more than that um, want to help people. Yeah, yeah. I fear that too, Jason. Yeah, I really do. That the profession is going that way now, where it's not so much about that need to help people as it is that need to make money, which is a shame. But yeah. Oh, I've just got a message here. I'm going to take a couple of seconds just to read this, guys. Wow. Yeah. No, Linda. Computer shops closed. They close up usually lunchtime by lunchtime Saturday. So I might go out tomorrow and get the can of air, clean it out. Yeah, yeah. Simple joys. You got to wonder why some of them are doctors at all. Uh-oh. I don't know if you want to hear what Nathan's got to say, BK. Uh, what the hell, Nathan? Yeah, Linda, nearly 4 a.m. Um, actually, I'm not that bad. Well, I slept a little bit earlier after I came back from going out for coffee with friends and that. Geez, Saganti, that's crazy. Considering that they only just bring over Swiss chocolate and change the label to Belgium anyway. Bloody rip-offs. Oh, there you go. BK's a cheapie. He buys the cheap shit. It's probably because I'm laying down now, Linda. Just a bit more relaxed, that's all. Yeah, exactly. Simple joy. That is some pricey chocolate. You know, let's face it. Probably a block of Cadbury is just as good. Geez, small box as well. Yeah, well, I'm not. I don't have that much of a sweet tooth. Um, Not a big deal for me if I have chocolate or not. Mm. Yeah, simple joys. Remember that? Was it Julius Sumner Miller, the professor, who used to do the Cadbury commercials? Why is this so? I can remember them as a kid. Those commercials. That's it. That's it. Now, watch this egg. He used to burn that piece of paper in the milk bottle and get the hard-boiled egg to slip down in there. That was excellent. Yep, boiled egg into glass. Hell, you should be getting me a jar of Nutella, Linda, because if you ate Vegemite, that's a good shit. Yeah, thanks, Jason, for popping in, mate. Always a pleasure to have you, buddy. Um, have a good day. Take care, bud. Actually, tonight is good. We definitely covered a different range of topics. Dogs I can talk about till the cows come home. Um, definitely chopped and changed with the subjects tonight, which is always good. You know, it's a see you later. Take care, Simple Joys. Ah, Gandhi, you're taking it across with you. Excellent. We might, yeah, look, I think, Linda, what most people do is they put it on too thick the first time they ever have it. I would suggest anyone have it with a piece of toast and a cup of coffee and just lightly spread it at first. And you slowly get used to it. But if you were to put it on too thick or just pull it out on a spoon and eat it, then you know what, I'm going to go yuck as well. So um, just people go overboard when they first try it, and it's ridiculous judging it on that. So yeah, on toast is good. Oh, Nathan, way to go, mate. Got to have your baked beans. Yeah, BK, don't get it wrong, mate. I spoke to somebody about this the other day. It's certain areas that are smoke free. It's not the Vale that's totally smoke free. It's just certain areas. So don't worry about it, mate. It's not. It's not like the whole of Davao is. Just remember that. But if you can give up, even better. Anyway, I mean, let's face it. It's got to be better for your health at the end of the day. How you doing, Al? Okay, well that's fair enough, BK. Again, it's up to you, and it's got to be better for your health if you can do it. So it's not a bad thing. No, that's no BK. Don't get me wrong. It's good that you want to, and like I said, mate, it's got to be better for you. So if you can give up, that's fantastic. Um, I would, I'd like to as well. Yeah, just cool to hear, Al. Yeah, well, you can always eat it and whatever, BK, but if you're giving up smoking, try and get rid of it all. You know, what's at the end of the day, mate, it's got to be much better for you. Well, guys, it's starting to slow up a little bit. Yeah, I might, Al. We just lost Larry before he's headed off to bed, and a few other guys have left. It's just after 4 a.m. here. Uh, I'm probably going to have to go for a drive soon and get some smokes, maybe. And I don't know. Don't know if I feel like another coffee or not. Yeah, I did, Al. Great movie. Really good movie. Um, I think my favourite part of the movie was at the end there with Costner, and they face each other down, and that guy says, "Yeah, I killed your friend and I shot the boy," and Costner just gives him one, mate, right in the bloody middle of the eyes there, and to start off the shootout. Good movie, really enjoyed it. Uh, and guys are right, DeVal did make a good cowboy. No, I'm not sure about the other DeVal movie. Um, I got to watch Open Range because I think it was Gunner put the link to the movie on YouTube. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was a good movie. Uh, I'll head to bed when I'm tired, Linda. Not too bad, but the chat is slowing up a bit. We only got down to 6 watching now, so uh, I may go offline soon and just sit back and watch maybe a documentary or two on YouTube or something like that. As I said, everything's slowed down a little bit. Oh, guys, it seems to just got a little bit slow here. So might call it a night. Oh, Broken Trail. That's the one. Okay. No worries. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Probably catch up with you all again. I'm sure, Focus will be back doing a stream at some stage. Again, thanks for all coming along and joining in. Sorry to you guys who've just popped up and got to head out. Yeah, good night, Linda. You take care, Al, BK, Big Kev. You all have a good day wherever you are, or good evening. And I'll catch you on the next one, guys. Take care. Bye all.